listening to a radio station where
it's controlled chaos. South of the IE and the world on 1050 AM KCAA. NBC News Talk Radio.
Control Chaos, KCAA, 1050 AM, 106.5, 102.3 FM in the Inland Empire. Also W4CY.com, K4HD.com, and iHeartRadio, iHeart.com. I'm Gary Garver. Good morning. Hopefully you're having a nice start to your morning. Finally, the rain has let up here in Southern California. It has been crazy, man. In fact, after the show yesterday, which yesterday's show was bizarre to say the least. If you want to listen to a show, go check out the podcast from yesterday, because I had Governor Ralph Northam on the show. Very racist from the great state of Virginia, and a very racist call. And then my buddy Jim Manzo dropped a bombshell on me, and I don't really want to talk about it, but whoa. So this morning, we're going to talk about another bombshell drop. R. Kelly did an interview, I guess, with Gayle King, who is Oprah Winfrey's best friend. And by the way, Oprah Winfrey shouldn't have even got involved in the Michael Jackson thing. I just found that sort of disturbing. But we'll play parts of R. Kelly's interview where he just sort of completely wigs out, and says he's innocent of having sex with underage girls and things like that, but he has 10 counts against him of aggravated sexual assault and abuse against some of them against minors between the ages of 13 and 17. Just never found any interest in having sex with an underage girl. I mean, you know, even girls in their 20s are a little too young for me nowadays, which sort of sucks. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. But we'll play R. Kelly's interview. And by the way, he's in jail as we speak. He failed. He had to go to court yesterday because he has to pay child support, and he failed to pay child support, a back pay of $161,000. So the judge actually threw him back into jail. So as we speak, R. Kelly is in jail for not paying child support. So there you go. The guy, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Yesterday after the show, I went and played golf in the rain, and man, I'll tell you, that beat the hell out of me. I mean, I was the only one on the golf course I literally but the studio's probably about 2 miles from Encino Balboa Golf Course. And I was like, man, I got to get some fresh air. I haven't played all week. And so I went out and played, and I was the only one out there all day. It was really fun. I mean, it was great, but it was so wet, and it was like playing in a river. I mean, I'd hit my ball and just do like a splashdown every time. But it was fun, and I had a good time. And so lo and behold, I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know. I'm a little crazy, man. I'm a little crazy when it comes to that. But you know what? Why I do stuff like that is because I do it for my health. I really do, because I'm like, man, you know, I'm going to turn 57 next April, or this coming up April, I should say. And I was like, man, can I still do the stuff I did 30 years ago or 20 years ago? And I can. I still can do it. I went and played golf. And then after that, and I'm not BSing here, went and played golf in the rain. And it was raining the whole time I was playing. Was soaked. I shot an 86, which isn't too bad. Oh, thanks. I got Susan Carter there. Hey, Susan, thank you. The ghost, I don't know, she sees ghosts. She talks to ghosts, Susan Carter. Thank you for my hair. My hair, yeah, I don't know about my hair. I didn't take a shower this morning. I was just didn't feel like, got up a little late. Anyways, thank you. But I do this for my health, and after I played golf, 18 holes of golf in the rain, and I'm not joking about this, I did, and I was the only person out there, literally. It's really cool when things like that happen, because you're like, man, you're just drudging through it, and people are, you know, I some of the groundskeepers there were watching me play and following me, because I guess they had nothing else better to do because it was pouring rain. But But I did it. I shot an 86, which is pretty good. Because the ball wasn't going anywhere, and every time I'd hit it, it would splash down. It was crazy. And then after that, and I'm not joking, I went and worked out. I hit the heavy bag for about 20 minutes at my gym, and then I did some weights for about another 25 minutes, 30 minutes. So I don't know, man. I get in these kicks where I just get into these health kicks, and it's so important, man. I mean, the one thing you got to have in life is your health. I mean, it really is. I mean, I know I've got my family, and I got this and that, my kids and all that. But if you don't have your health, it doesn't really matter if you have all this other stuff, okay? Because you're going to go. I mean, it's going to end. You're going to have a heart attack or a stroke or your diabetes. I mean, God knows what can happen to you if you're not healthy. And I'm just on this health kick nowadays. I've always been on a health kick. I've always been very healthy. I mean, my mom worked at Jack LaLanne's and Vic Tanny's gyms back in the 60s and 70s. My dad was an athlete. He was a boxer, played golf all the time, things like that. So I was always into athletics and being healthy. And I'm sort of just I've been taking it to another level now in my 50s because I really am pushing myself almost to the brink of like, why am I doing this? Am I going to have a heart attack or a stroke? But lo and behold, knock on Formica, I'm okay. Thank God. But if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. Speaking of that, before I get to the R. Kelly interview, because I got to play this because it's really crazy. Alex Trebek, he's the host of Jeopardy. He came out yesterday. He did a YouTube video and said he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, there's a lot of different cancers out there, as you know, but pancreatic cancer is like one of the worst. And he came out, and I guess he's still going to work and all that for as long as he can. I did an interview with Alex Trebek a couple of years ago at Night of 100 Stars, so I figured I'd play it. Here we go.
Alex, how are you, man?
Fine.
I love your show. Hey, listen, name. No. I want 2 questions.
Pushing it, aren't you? You're pushing it.
I just want to ask you 2 questions. Name the person that's asking this question.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Gary Garver.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Hello, Gary.
How are you?
I'm well.
Hey, how long you been hosting Jeopardy for now?
31 years.
Wow. Did they pay you good money?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How long do you think this is going to? This is going to be. How long did the other? What was the other cat's name that hosted it?
You're thinking of Art Fleming.
Art Fleming.
He hosted it for 10 years, and I've done it for 31. So I think the show is going to last a long time.
It's unbelievable, man. It's fantastic. Okay. And name where you're at right now.
I'm at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, once owned by my former boss, Merv Griffin.
Man.
You know that?
You're good. Yeah, I did. All right. Thanks, Art.
Anyways, that's my interview with Alex Trebek, and I wish him the best. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I mean, that's scary, man, and that's why you got to live life to the fullest and just enjoy every moment you have here on planet Earth. And a lot of people get depressed and bummed out about their lives, or they wake up. I mean, listen, I even do it too. Okay, I'm not saying that I don't, but what I do is if I'm upset or depressed or whatever, I go out and do something fun, like maybe go play golf or work out or take a bike ride on the beach or, I don't know, have sushi. So if you're depressed or whatever, listen, life's too short to be depressed, man. Every moment counts, right? Every moment counts in our lives. So anyways, maybe I'll take a break, and then we'll, after the break, we'll do this R. Kelly bit. Like I said, he's in jail as we speak. He owes his wife, or his ex-wife, more than $161,000 in back child support. And in the interview, he says his kids are his most important things in his life. Then why don't you pay the child support to your wife or your ex-wife, for Christ's sake, okay? And by the way, the girls that he allegedly had underage sex with, are coming out and saying that R. Kelly is their man and that he did nothing wrong and that they lied about their ages to him, and that he thought they were 18. I've had women lie to me about their age, but usually they're in their 40s, and they tell me they're in their 30s. All right, it is controlled chaos. Why do that? Be proud of your age, man. Be proud of your age. I say, why do you have to knock off a few years unless you're an underage girl and want to have sex with a rap star who wants to tie you up and chain you down, all right, and feed you dog food or whatever he did. All right, Control Chaos, Gary Garver here. We'll be back more right after these important messages.
It's controlled chaos. Stomping the IE and the world on 1050 AM KCAA. NBC News Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Gary Garver. You know, I've been having trouble getting a good night's sleep lately. Maybe you have too. Well, if you have been, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal study to help you find out how to get a great night of sleep. I've been having sleeping issues during the night lately for a number of reasons. South Pacific Sleep Lab evaluated me with an overnight study of my sleep pattern. With their professional staff, they were able to provide me with a diagnosis of my sleep pattern, and ever since, I haven't had much of a problem getting a great night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, including one in Fontana, and they will provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just give them a call at 844-SAD-5050 to schedule your appointment today. That's 844-SAD-5050.
I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, most people have been watching the stock market go up, up, and up. There's one problem. When you get out, most people don't get out in time. Well, I've solved that. With my video stock program, I pick the stock, put it on the video, tell you when to get in and when to get out. Join my video program.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Been very happy with the results on 2018. I'm up over about 15% for the year.
Phil has definitely kept me informed on a day-to-day basis on the ups and downs in the market.
I've been extremely happy with everything that they've done and afforded me by becoming a Phil's Gang member.
I would highly recommend joining Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
This is Judge Herb Dodell, and our show is called For the People. It's available every Monday at 4 o'clock, from 4 to 5, and we'll be talking about all kinds of things pertaining to the law and how it really works from the inside as opposed to the outside. So tune in and learn all you need to know about the legal system and how it works.
Have you ever sneezed and farted at the same time?
Gosh, I must have dumped that information, no pun intended. I can't remember that question. It's a good question, high quality question. But I honestly can't remember. I would imagine so. I would imagine that force of the fart would cause the sneeze.
Gary Garver and Chicken Jones. Controlled chaos. NBC Talk Radio, KCAA 1050 AM.
From the four corners of the world, dumbing down his IQ so you can understand him. It's Gary Garver.
Oh, please. My IQ's maybe like 45 or something like that. All right, it is Controlled Chaos, KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5, 102.3 FM. In the Inland Empire. You also listen to it on KCAAradio.com. It is Facebook Live Thursday. I want to thank everybody for watching on Facebook Live right now as I speak. Mike Ferguson and Maria and Leslie and all my Facebook friends, some of them that I even know personally. I listen, I love everybody. I'm sure a lot of people remember me from the Stern Show. And, you know, it's sort of, that's what I like about the social media is that you get to talk to people that, you know, from all over the country. In fact, Mike Ferguson's in Chicago, and he's saying how cold it is in Chicago. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, man. And we're such wimps out here in Southern California that a little rain, like I was the only one on the golf course yesterday because it was raining outside. Oh, my God, it was raining. I mean, I was loving it. I was like, this is fantastic. I got this whole friggin' area, this whole vibe, these two because there's two golf courses there. I'm the only one out here, man. It was so cool because I remember walking up after the show yesterday. I just went straight to the golf course, and the guy goes, "You're my first customer," and it was like around, I don't know, about 9:45. I was like, "Cool, man." I think I was his only customer because it rained like hell the whole day, but I had fun, and I shot. Hey, look, I was just hoping to break 90. I shot 86. That's not too bad in the pouring rain when you hit the ball and it just does splash. It must have splashed down about 20 times. I'd hit the ball and I'd be going like maybe 220, 230 yards, and then splat. You know, it was pretty cool. All right, let's get into this. This is R. Kelly. This is an R. Kelly interview that Gayle King did with R. Kelly a few days ago. He is actually in jail right now because he failed to pay child support of $161,000. His girlfriends are sticking up for him. The underage girls that he had allegedly had sex with are sticking up for him. So here's the crazy R. Kelly. The jury is out. Is he guilty or innocent? He was found not guilty back in when was it? 2002 of child pornography. So they're still after his ass. They're still after him. I don't know. 10 counts. 10 counts they got of aggravated sexual assault. And then they did that documentary on him, and there was like tons of girls. Let's just get into the interview. Here we go.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and seeing things on the blogs, and I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God, all of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know.
Hold on, he doesn't know what a cult is? Give me a break, dude. Are you that stupid? Everybody knows what a cult is. It's a group of people that follow some maniac, okay? That's what a cult is. Have you heard of Charles Manson? That was a cult. Have you heard of Jim Jones? That was a cult. R. Kelly, are you that dopey and stupid? Come on, man. Lie number one.
I don't have one,
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize. But I apologize in those relationships. At the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The 6-part series interviewed 50 people. Family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them. Yeah. Were you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife. Kitty Jones. Lisa Van Allen. Lisette Martinez. Geronda Pace. Faith Rogers. Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same?
I mean, that's a lot of women to lie. If it was maybe one or two, I could see it. There's only a couple that came out. But tons of women. They interviewed 50 people for this documentary, though I never saw it. R. Kelly, the guy's a little strange. I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never interviewed him. But this is pretty. Underage girls. The guy, and there's been so many weird things that they said about him. Let's continue on with this because he flips out in a little bit.
Same thing about you, that you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14 counts of child pornography after prosecutors in Chicago failed to convince a jury that he was a man seen in a sex tape with a girl as young as 13.
What do you want to say to your...
See, he did get, exonerated back in 2008 for child pornography and having sex with a minor. But I guess it's sort of like the Bill Cosby thing, you know what I mean? It just didn't end, you know. This is, 11 years later, and I can see where he's upset because he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail, man. I mean, that's what he's facing. I mean, so, it'd be, you know, if he got, you know, found not guilty 11 years ago and they're coming back after you. But wouldn't you, it's just like the O.J. Simpson syndrome. You know, after O.J. got acquitted for the murders of Nicole and Ron Goldman, once you just lay low and just say, hey, man, you know what? I escaped this, whether he did it or not, or whether you do it or not. You go, hey, man, I escaped this. You know what? I'm just going to lay low the rest of my life. I've got millions of dollars. There's tons of women that throw themselves at me. I don't need to have sex with underage girls. Okay? I don't need to control any women. Okay? It's stupid. Just like OJ goes out and commits armed robbery at a casino and does 10 years in jail, R. Kelly couldn't keep it in his pants, and he had to go out and allegedly have sex with underage girls after this stuff and abuse women after he got exonerated. It doesn't make any sense to me why these guys do this stuff. I think what it is, it's a power trip that they said, hey man, I got away with it. I'm invincible. I can do whatever I want in society. I'm the badass. And guess what? Now you may be going to jail for the rest of your life. Yeah. Somebody's going to want your ass, I guarantee you, in jail. And it ain't going to be no underage girl, bro.
Last month, Kelly was indicted again, this time charged with aggravated criminal sexual abuse of 4 women, including 3 who the charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read.
I'm going to tell you something, Gail. There's one thing. I'm going to tell you something. What the women said about you.
What
women said about me. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
Mm-hmm. So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely.
Every one of them?
Absolutely.
Here he goes.
Absolutely.
You feel that people have maligned your character?
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. But I'm alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
how stupid would it be for R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way, way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. How stupid would I be to do?
Well, you must be really stupid because you are arrested now and have to face 10 counts of aggravated sexual assault. So, you got to be really stupid. Okay, you're stupid. How stupid are you? Very, very, very stupid. Okay?
I didn't say you were holding.
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
Yeah, because you're not paying child support. You owe $161,000 to your ex-wife, and now you're in jail for that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just telling the facts. I mean, I don't know R. Kelly. I'm not his judge and jury. But the facts are the facts. The guy owes $161,000 to his ex-wife for back child support. And if his kids are the most important thing in his life, pay the child support, dude. I guess he went to court yesterday and handed the judge $50,000 or $60,000, and she wanted the full amount, and she's like, "No, you got to pay the full amount," and threw his ass in jail. Okay, hold on. I'm not ready to take a break yet. Hold on. I'm in the middle of this. All right, here we go.
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to let the camera keep rolling.
This is not doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women?
You know, I just got to come.
Their mothers and fathers told me.
Hold on, let me say. He says he's broke and all that, you know, and he doesn't have any money to pay the child support, but he lives in Trump Tower. Okay, that costs a boatload of money. I wonder how much he pays in rent or how much it costs to live in Trump Tower. So he's still living in Trump Tower, and his attorneys even said that he still has some money, but not enough money to pay back child support. So now his ass is in jail for that too. This guy's a train wreck, man. He's a total train wreck. And now, you know, he's reaping what he sowed. Okay, he thought he was Mr. Superman, Mr. Invincible. He got away with it back in 2008. He continued his behavior, and now he's tripping out. Like I said, the jury's out on this. We'll see if he gets convicted of any of these 10 counts. But lo and behold, it doesn't look good for him. Let's put it that way.
We're going to destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out. Robert, and they're ending up buried in deep.
Robert, we have to have a conversation. Really, I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk. But I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart. Because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, it does sound like you're playing the victim
I'm just telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional, Robert, and I apologize for that, is because this is the first time I was able to say something. Yeah. I've said nothing.
Well, we're also hearing from the family of a woman who lives with R. Kelly at his home. The parents of Joycelyn Savage say that the singer not only abused but brainwashed their daughter. R. Kelly denies that.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, this guy is just like, he's off the chains, man. So we'll see what happens with R. Kelly. It is disturbing. The guy can't admit, of course you're not going to admit that he had sex with underage kids or girls, or you trapped them in a basement or made them have sex with other women and things like that. But, you know, listen, that's why we have a court of law and we have a judge and jury, and we'll see what happens with R. Kelly. But everybody's against him. Everybody's lying. He's a victim. All right. Everybody's a victim when they commit a crime, right? All right. We'll be back after this.
Aboard the Inland Empire Express, 10:50 a.m., leaving no listeners behind. KCAA.
I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, most people have been watching the stock market go up, up, and up. There's one problem. When you get out, most people don't get out in time. Well, I've solved that. With my video stock program, I pick the stock, put it on the video, tell you when to get in and when to get out. Join my video program.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Been very happy with the results on 2018. I'm up over about 15% for the year.
Phil has definitely kept me informed on a day-to-day basis on the ups and downs in the market.
I've been extremely happy with everything that they've done and afforded me by becoming a Phil's Gang member.
I would highly recommend joining Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hey, this is Gary Garver. You know, I've been having trouble getting a good night's sleep lately. Maybe you have too. Well, if you have been, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal study to help you find out how to get a great night of sleep. I've been having sleeping issues during the night lately for a number of reasons. South Pacific Sleep Lab evaluated me with an overnight study of my sleep pattern. With their professional staff, they were able to provide me with a diagnosis of my sleep pattern, and ever since, I haven't had much of a problem getting a great night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, including one in Fontana, and they will provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just give them a call at 844-SAD-5050 to schedule your appointment today. That's 844-SAD-5050.
If you could murder one celebrity, who would it be and why?
Murder them? Wow.
Name one.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm running the Rolodex. Murder one celebrity. Oh, yeah. Actually, there's a few. Can I give you three?
Yeah.
Okay. I need, here's three people I need killed. Paul Giamatti, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I'm going to throw in Oliver Platt. Because they're really, and I'm going to throw in John C. Reilly. Throw them all in. I need these four guys in an elevator that drops, like 150 floors. Because they seem to be the guys that I always go up against, and they're winning. And I'm tired of it.
So they're getting your parts.
They're getting my stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I had a little taste of success. It's been a little cold for a while. They're hot. I need them out.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
Right, man.
This is the Gary Garver Show. If you're not listening to Gary, you.
Oh, I don't really feel that way. All right, it is Controlled Chaos. KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5, 102.3 FM in the Inland Empire. Also iHeartRadio, iHeart.com. I'm Gary Garver here on a Thursday morning. And right now, I got a great guest on. I actually help produce his radio show here Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific on KCAA Radio. It's called For the People with Judge Herb Dodell. Judge, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Gary. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So listen, first of all, tell us a little bit about your background and the show For the People that airs Mondays 4 p.m. here on KCAA. It's a great show, very informative about the legal system and how it works. Tell us a little bit about the show and why you're doing it and what, because you have a certain reason why you're doing the show.
Well, I'm doing the show because after all the years working in the trenches, that's why the book is called From the Trench to the Bench, I was appointed in 2008 as a Superior Court Judge pro tem, and I've been on the bench since then, still actually working a lot less these days. And I thought it would be a good idea to share with the public all the years of experience, because most people who end up in litigations or in the litigation system are fearful. They're stressed out. They don't know what to expect. There's uncertainty. They don't know how much it's going to cost, how long it's going to take, whatever. So I thought it would be helpful to educate the public, number one, give them information about how the system works from the inside, because that's what you're getting, information from the inside, how it really works. Number two, to give them guidelines as to what they can expect without giving them any legal advice, what remedies are available, what procedures are available, how to pick a lawyer. There's a way of doing all of those things, and hopefully it would relieve the stress and the anxiety of being involved in something for which they have no familiarity.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it now for about 16 months, I guess.
Yeah.
And we cover just about everything. In fact, this week, we had a lawyer talking about domestic violence, child support, child custody, things in the family court. A couple of weeks ago, we had our third interview with Roger Stone, which was very interesting.
Yes, Roger Stone.
Roger Stone is an interesting character.
Yes,
we
he
had
is.
Richard Chamberlain,
the
actor. We've had Lee Baca, the sheriff, the former sheriff. We provide an index of just about any subject that you can imagine. The shows have included pretty much everything that goes on in the legal system, both civil and criminal. I was a former deputy district attorney in Los Angeles County, so I have a long-term criminal defense background as well as having been a prosecutor. And
You've done
I've
it all,
a lot
Judge.
of cases.
You've done a lot.
You've
done it all.
We tell some great stories.
Yeah.
To illustrate what happens in the system, we use real cases.
Yes.
Cases either that I did as a lawyer or cases that I presided over as a judge. And if it happened to somebody else,
it can happen to you. That's true. What? Go ahead.
And we had a spiritual twist. You can change your life from chaos to order if you follow just basic, general, universal spiritual principles.
What, you talking about my life, Judge? Is that what you're trying to say?
I could probably do a very long story about your life.
Don't worry about it. Let's not.
We've been working together. I've learned a lot about you.
I told you the dirt. I told you the dirt. I told you the dirt about my life. Actually, I've actually you're my priest or rabbi. I don't know which one, but anyways, yeah. I mean, listen, we all have our stories in life, and some of us go through some hardships and things like that, and some of us cruise through it. But everybody goes through hardships. I mean, it's how you react to that hardship spiritually, I believe, to go to the next level or next dimension. And that's what part of the book is about. And by the way, that's why the judge is calling in, besides promoting the show Mondays at 4 p.m. on KCAA. His book, From the Trench to the Bench, Finding Your Spiritual Awareness, I guess it's called, or path?
No, navigating the legal system and finding your spiritual path along the way.
Okay, Judge. Well, it's a long title. But anyways, it's From the Trench to the
Bench. It's on the front of the book, though.
All right. Well, I usually just go From the Trench to the Bench. And you have a revision of the book. And the book is about, not just the legal system and how to maneuver through it. Because, listen, I know my dad was a criminal attorney here in Los Angeles for 30 years. I've actually had, I went to court with him a lot. I almost became a lawyer, but I became involved in radio. What a mistake that was, A. B, I've had some legal issues at times. Nothing serious, nothing real serious, though they could have been serious. And it can be intimidating if you've never been in court. This book, From the Trench to the Bench, sort of illustrates some of that part, and also your spiritualness, and so tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, one of the things that happens when you get stuck in the system, either as a plaintiff, a defendant, or a criminal defendant, is you either can be reactive, which is your ego, which gets you in trouble, because if you do things out of revenge or you do things out of anger, the result is going to be different than if you deal with it proactively and say, okay, this is happening, I can't do much about it, but I can certainly adjust my feelings about things, and that's how you grow. So what appears to be a very negative moment can turn out, ultimately, if you look backwards, to have been a very positive moment. So the book really just gives you ways to deal with situations as they come. It includes criminal law. What do you do if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you just got busted for DUI? Who do you call? Can you call somebody? What about bail? Do you sit in jail? And so what we do is we tell you what you can reasonably expect is going to happen to you.
Right.
Small claims court, where I've sat for a number of years.
Yes.
It's a very interesting place to be and provides great remedies for people if they know what to do and how to use it. And I was assigned to restraining orders for 5-6 years, actually, and heard hundreds, if not thousands, of restraining order cases. And they're very, very interesting, but it also tells you what to do if you're seeking one, what to do if somebody's trying to get in a restraining order against you. We deal with the evictions. What do you do if you get a 3-day notice? What are your remedies? And we've had a lot of interesting guests on each of these subjects, like if you're trying to collect a judgment. How do you do it? We had a collection lawyer. When there are tax issues, we had a tax lawyer and an accountant. When it came time to the fires, the recent Woolly fires, which we were evacuated, by the way,
yes,
we brought in a lawyer that specialized in fire cases.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is educate the public, number one, give them a real perspective from the inside, and try to help them work through whatever these problems appear to be at the time.
Yeah,
That's basically what we do.
Yeah, you really give, and you break it down into easy terms to understand. It's not like legal jargon, because sometimes you get into that legalese jargon, and it can be like, huh? It's like medicine, like why do they name these medicines this, and why is some of this legal jargon the way it is? But you break it down into where people can understand it and fully get a good vibe of how the legal system works. If you want to get the judge's book, From the Trench to the Bench, you can go to Amazon.com. Amazon.com. It's a great book. I have it. I've read. I've taken parts of it because I've applied it to some of my life issues. Even though thank God, knock on Formica, I haven't had any issues in about 10 years. I've that's a good thing about getting old, Judge, is that you sort of slow down on that craziness. Every now and then it comes up, but not so much anymore. I appreciate. Thank God for that.
The reality is, I determined in the very beginning, because lawyers have their own language, that I would define everything in layman's terms. So there's no term in that book or that you would hear in the legal system that isn't defined in an understandable and clear way.
Right.
And that makes it a lot easier for the public.
Absolutely.
It's really, the show and the book are really written to help the public through the system.
Yeah.
Navigate the system. That's what it's called.
In a way that they can understand.
And
In a way that they can understand it, and where it's not just like, what does this mean? What does a tort mean? Or what does this mean? Or, whatever it is. It's
also a great reference book. It's not, you don't have to sit down and read it from cover to cover. If you're not interested in landlord-tenant, you skip that chapter.
Yes.
And if anything happens to you, you pull it off the shelf, and there it is in clear and understandable terms, especially the first chapter, which is small claims court. Most people know it exists. They don't know how much you can get. How do you get it? How does a trial work? Or the rules of evidence apply? Which they generally do, but there are exceptions.
Yes.
Time limits, appeals, just about anything you want to know. If you got to be in small claims court, reading the chapter on small claims makes you far better off because you now know what to expect.
Yes.
And how to deal with it, how to present it. Because we, as bench officers, are pretty much the only place you got to go. And plaintiffs do not have a right of appeal, believe it or not. Defendants do, but plaintiffs do not. And so one person is going to be deciding your case up to $10,000 in California, and that's where it's going to be determined. One person.
Yeah, well, I've gone
to appeal to that person.
Yeah, I've gone to small claims court 5 different times throughout my life, and I've won all 5 of them. Easy.
Baldy the Clown.
Baldy the Clown. Yeah. Oh, that's one of them. Baldy the Clown was one. that was actually on People's Court. So
I kind of like that title. That's why we keep going back to it. Baldy the Clown just sounds very, very descriptive. I can see a guy with no hair,
Well,
And again, every case is different, and we have great stories. Some of them are very, very entertaining. Entertaining.
No, it's a great show, Judge, and I appreciate you being on KCAA Radio. And once again, if you want to check out the Judge's show, Judge Herb Dodell, his show is For the People. It's on Mondays, 4 p.m. Pacific on KCAA, KCAAradio.com. And get the book, From the Trench to the Bench. Go ahead. Say the rest of the title, Judge.
Navigating the legal system and finding your spiritual path along the way.
Amen, brother. Speaks. And you can get that at Amazon.com, Amazon.com. Okay, Judge Wallace, listen, have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday at 4 p.m.
Yes, you will. 5 to 4. I'll be there.
5 to 4. Yeah, I usually get there. Yeah, Judge gets there. Here I get to the show here an hour and a half before the show to prep it for you guys. The Judge, 5 minutes, he's done, and bam, and he does a great show. So.
Okay. Thanks, Gary.
All right,
good talking to you.
You got it. I'll see you Monday. All right, take care. All right.
Bye now.
All right, see you. All right, that's Judge Herb Dodell. Check out his show from the For the People. Like I said, it's and he'll give you advice. And if you want to ask I forgot to mention this. If you actually want to email the judge and ask him advice, he will give you advice. Ask Judge Herb at gmail.com. Ask Judge Herb at gmail.com. He will actually give you legal advice. He can't help you that way, but he'll email him, and he'll if you have a question for him, he'll try to answer it for you. And get his book, From the Trench to the Bench, available on Amazon.com. It's a really cool book. Especially if you have a problem with something in the legal system, he will explain it to you and tell you how to get through it. All right, it is Control Chaos, KCAA. Maybe you should talk to R. Kelly. All right, we'll be back more after this.
Personal responsibility is mandatory. Grown-ups shouldn't be able to get their feelings hurt with mere words. Elected officials should work for common people. Good morning, San Bernardino and the world. It's Controlled Chaos. Controlled Chaos. Controlled Chaos. Controlled Chaos. Controlled Chaos.
I'm Jim O'Hare. I'm here to help raise awareness for CADASIL, a genetic disorder that affects 1 in 25,000 people. CADASIL can cause strokes in young adults, leading to memory loss and dementia. Patients may experience migraines with aura and mood disorders as early as 20 years old. Presently, CADASIL is being underdiagnosed and often misdiagnosed as MS or some other neurological disorder. So please visit curecadasil.org and learn more about this devastating disease and learn what you can do to help find a cure.
Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you always tired and worn out? Is it affecting your work and personal life? Well, South Pacific Sleep Lab can help you out. South Pacific Sleep Lab provides a personal study of your sleep patterns. With their trained specialists, they will diagnose your sleep habits and will give you a prognosis for getting a great relaxing night of sleep. South Pacific Sleep Lab has locations throughout Southern California, including Fontana, and will provide transportation to any of their locations at no cost to you. To find out more, give them a call at 844-SAD-5050. That's 844-SAD-5050. South Pacific Sleep Lab. Start resting easy and sleeping sound today.
I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, most people have been watching the stock market go up, up, and up. There's one problem. When you get out, most people don't get out in time. Well, I've solved that. With my video stock program, I pick the stock, put it on the video, tell you when to get in and when to get out. Join my video program.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Been very happy with the results on 2018. I'm up over about 15% for the year.
Phil has definitely kept me informed on a day-to-day basis on the ups and downs in the market.
I've been extremely happy with everything that they've done and afforded me by becoming a Phil's Gang member.
I would highly recommend joining Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
How you doing, Sidney? Can I ask a couple questions? Go ahead. Are you concerned about global warming?
I am.
Yeah. Are you doing anything to help the environment?
As much as I can.
Yeah. Do you have a message for Lindsay Lohan?
What an inappropriate question. I don't know anything about Lindsay Lohan.
What's your chess ranking?
Gary Garver, Jew of the... Oh, what can we say that's not going to piss him off? Never mind.
All right, it's Control Chaos. I'm Gary Garver. That was Judge Herb Dodell. Check out his radio show, For the People, Mondays, 4 p.m., right here on KCAA Radio, and also his book, From the Trench to the Bench, Navigating the Blah, 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 and Finding Your Spiritualness or Path Along the Way, or whatever it is. Okay. Anyways, get it on Amazon.com. Amazon.com. All right. Well, before I leave, just a couple stories. Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, finally came out and said something about that special Leaving Neverland. And I guess there was a news story from the Gay Star News about she made an official statement regarding the Neverland documentary. Paris called out the Gay Star News and tweeted, I haven't actually made any statements yet, especially regarding how it affects my work life. Paris tweeted, adding, you guys are reaching a bit. At least this wasn't a disgusting and attacking article, though. So I wonder if she hasn't said whether she believes it or doesn't believe it. I mean, she probably knows what the hell went down. I mean, she was living with her father. And, you know, I mean, like I said, he's been dead for 10 years. Why continue on with this? Were these guys just looking to make a buck? Because most people are just looking to make a buck or making a movie. Let's make a movie about it, you know. And you know, I please, it's. I'm done talking about it. I'm not going to talk about Leaving Neverland or whatever it is. It's ridiculous, and you know, you make your own judgment on it. It is what it is. And then this other story before I split. Remember that GoFundMe page where supposedly a homeless guy gave this couple his last $20. And they were so happy that they posted a GoFundMe page for this guy and made some sort of video and all this. And people sent over $400,000 to this homeless dude. This GoFundMe page raised over $400,000, and it was a total scam. Remember, it was a total scam that this couple created. Anyways, the homeless veteran pleaded guilty yesterday in New Jersey federal court to conspiring with a woman and her then boyfriend to concoct a feel-good story that helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars from a GoFundMe campaign. Johnny Bobbitt, no relation to John Wayne Bobbitt, who got his penis cut off by his wife, pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. The woman
Kate McClure, who's 28, pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. The dude Bobbitt can do possibly 10 years in jail. And this woman, check this out, can do up to 20 years in federal prison for this. Bobbitt McClure and her then boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, who still all face state charges in Burlington County, New Jersey, were accused of fabricating a feel-good story about Bobbitt coming to McClure's aid when she ran out of gas along the highway and gave her his last $20. I mean, how twisted is that? And then you're taking money. You're taking money from people, good Samaritans that feel bad for you because, you know, I mean, give me a break. Anyways, in November 2017, McClure and D'Amico allegedly created a page on GoFundMe's website detailing how Bobbitt acted as a good Samaritan and rescued McClure. The website said that any donated funds would be used to get Bobbitt off the street and provide him with living expenses. The couple set a goal of $10,000. But in truth, McClure's entire story was bogus, and Bobbitt never spent his last 20 helping McClure, prosecutors said. Instead, McClure and D'Amico allegedly conspired to create the false story. After the story went viral, $400,000 was donated from more than 14,000 donors in just a matter of weeks. Bobbitt was informed of the scheme in mid-November of 2017, when the donations had reached approximately $1,500. The following month, McClure and D'Amico deposited $25,000 of the proceeds into Bobbitt's account. Okay, the rest of the money went to McClure and D'Amico. And like I said, McClure faces up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Her sentencing is scheduled for June 19th. Bobbitt could do a maximum of 10 years in prison. So, well, I mean, really, man, you scam good people. You know, they feel bad for this homeless dude I mean, how sick are people, man? How twisted are people? Are so twisted, it's crazy. So anyways, good. Justice for all, as I say. And I hope they spend some time in jail, all of them. At least Bobbitt will be off the streets. He'll get 3 meals a day and a nice little place to stay, right? I mean, seriously. All right, let's get out of here. All right, you guys have a great day. It is Controlled Chaos. I'm Gary Garver. And like I said, get the judge's book, From the Trench to the Bench, available on Amazon.com. And check out his show For the People, Mondays 4 p.m. on KCAA. And on tomorrow's show, I believe I've got the bass player for the Hollywood Vampires, which consists of Alice Cooper, Joe Perry, Johnny Depp, and my buddy, Chris Wise. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you mañana.
Seems to come down long ago. Two friends having coffee together when something flies by their window. It might be out on that lawn, which is wide at least half the playing field. Now it's not a meaningless question. Ask if they've been and gone. I remember a talk about North Carolina in a strange, strange pond. You see, the sides were like glass in the thick of a forest without a road. And if any man's hand ever made that land, then I think it would have showed. That's why it seems like they got me hypnotized. I know that's right.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Jessica Ettinger, CNBC.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carter. President Trump is ripping the Democratic National Committee after the DNC announced it won't have Fox host any Democratic presidential primary debates ahead of the 2020 election. He said he might bar other networks from hosting general election debates. Trump tweeting, "Democrats just blocked at Fox News from holding debate. Good. Then I think I'll do the same thing with the fake news networks and the radical left Democrats in the general election debates." DNC Chair Tom Perez says they can't rely on Fox to host a fair and neutral debate. Meanwhile, the president's former campaign chief, Paul Manafort, set to be sentenced in a Northern Virginia federal courtroom today. Manafort was convicted of tax evasion, bank fraud, and failing to report foreign lobbying.
Next week in Washington, Manafort faces another 10 years on similar charges, none of it connected to the Trump campaign.
NBC's Tracy Potts reporting on the story from Capitol Hill. Lisa Carter, NBC News Radio.
LeBron James has done a lot of incredible things in his career, but what he did last night is near the top, and those are his words. LeBron passed Michael Jordan for fourth place on the NBA's all-time scoring list, finishing with 31 in the Lakers' 115-99 loss to the Nuggets, putting him at 32,311 points for his career.
A lot of stuff that I've done in my career. This ranks right up there at the top. We're winning a championship.
James played the game in his Nike LeBron 16s with the inscription, "Thank you, MJ 23, written on the side. Gordon Hayward nearly cost the Celtics a win in Sacramento and then won the game in the final seconds, 111-109. Hayward fouled the Kings' Buddy Hield on a three-point attempt with 7.6 seconds left in the game. But then after Hield hit all three free throws to tie the score, Hayward drove the length of the floor and nailed a fall-away jumper over Hield for the winning basket. And it appears the Antonio Brown saga with the Pittsburgh Steelers is about to end. The NFL club will reportedly have a trade finalized for the disgruntled wide receiver star by tomorrow. Matt Stewart, NBC News Radio.
Support coming in for Jeopardy host Alex Trebek this morning after his announcement that he's battling cancer. Mark Mayfield has more.
Just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year, this week I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
In a YouTube announcement, the 78-year-old vowed to keep working as he fights the disease. Despite the low survival statistics for pancreatic cancer, Trebek looked forward to eventually overcoming the disease. He even made light of the situation, saying he needs to beat it because his contract requires for him to host the game show for another 3 years. Trebek has hosted Jeopardy since 1984. Mark Mayfield, NBC News Radio.
More than 1,000 people have signed a petition against a decision by a Prairie Village, Kansas Catholic Church to exclude a student because of the sexual orientation of the parents. St. Anne Catholic Church pastor Father Craig Maxim wrote that he consulted with the Archdiocese of Kansas City and Kansas after a same-sex couple recently tried to enroll their child at the parish school. The head of a voting rights group suing the state of Georgia over alleged voter suppression says she's pleased 2 U.S. House committee members want to look at the same issues.
Lauren Groh-Wargo heads Fair Fight Action and says Democratic members of the House Oversight Committee are right on target looking at such things as the exact match requirement and polling place closures.
I think this is a really important inquiry and investigation that's clearly broad.
But Governor Kemp sees it differently.
My reaction to that is they need to quit playing politics up there.
He told reporters that lawmakers should instead focus on real issues facing the country. He's denied engaging in vote suppression tactics as Secretary of State. Mark Woolsey, NBC News Radio, Atlanta.
And Amazon says it's planning to close all of its pop-up stores next month. An Amazon spokesperson confirming the move to CNBC yesterday, saying the company will focus on opening bookstores instead. Amazon operates kiosks at 87 locations, including Whole Foods, Kohl's stores, and malls around the U.S. Lisa Carter, NBC News Radio.
The Snow Country Ski Report is sponsored by Indeed. Used by over 3 million businesses for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire.
Snowy conditions continue. Now, Mountain High picked up 3 inches of fresh snow in the last 24 hours. Looks like more today and into the weekend, too. The new spring park setup is underway at West Resort. Skiing and riding it all at Snow Summit with 32 trails. Close to 3 feet of new snow for June Mountain and up to 2 feet at Mammoth. 4 to 6 inches of new snow overnight for Mammoth. Another powder day as it continues to snow. China Peak, 3 to 4 inches of new snow in the last 24 hours. And spring Spring Fest kicks off later this month. Bear Valley's got some live music coming up over the weekend. 47 inches for a 7-day total, over 5 feet at Sugar Bowl in the last week. And if you're heading into the Rockies, a snowy 24 hours for Crested Butte with another 18 inches of snow. Could see more snow today. Details are at snowcountry.com. I'm Jan Elliott on the Trifecta of Talk. 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Claremont McKenna College hosts the Inland Empire Vision Conference on Tuesday, March 12th. This half-day event will try to answer the question of whether there will be a recession this year, and economist Manfred Kyle presenting the Forecast and Consumer Index for the Inland Empire. The program will also feature a discussion of state and local housing policy and the housing market in the Inland Empire. Local business and government people will participate in a collective exercise to identify key challenges facing our area. Please join us on Tuesday, March 12th at the Roberts Pavilion at Claremont McKenna College. For more information, please go to inlandempirevision.org.
Attention all business owners, join C's Candies, Big Lots, Dollar Tree, and Sola Salon Studios at the Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands. Availability is now open for your company, whether that be restaurants, retail, or more. Located between Alabama and the Tennessee exits where the 10 and the 210 meet in Redlands. The Tri-City Shopping Center is zoned for multi-use. Call today and schedule your appointment. Ask for Chris Beauchamp or John Jennings, 951-684-4400. That number again, 951-684-4400. The Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands, the mall with a heart.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. I'm Stephanie Miller.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. Coffee with Carlos Alzraki.
It's
yeah,
Ricky.
He's back. Okay.
I'm back.
All right. And we have Senator Debbie Stabenow. I almost demoted her by accident.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right. Next hour. Oh, I sent this to you yesterday, Travis, because it just tickled me. Pitch Deck Poppy said, put Lil in front of the last thing you ate, and that's your new rap name. And at the time, it was Kashi. I'm Lil Kashi, which is almost like Kesha.
Before the show, I was little mocha protein shake.
Yeah, I'm Little Peanut Butter.
Now I'm Little Peanut Butter Cup.
Low ground turkey?
I need some, yeah, Beethoven, whatever. he does. He's like a St. Bernard recovering from surgery.
It's just ground turkey and brown rice.
Is that what the vet told you?
That's yes. Okay. That's what I need.
Ground turkey and brown rice does not roll off the tongue.
Look, I had a barfing cat last night. I was up all night with a barfing cat.
Well,
that's what you get for having a cat.
Cats let you know from like 5 miles away that they're about to barf. Yes. So you're like, oh, it's even. It's just I need little things to help me get through this show. Jeff Tiedrich, who I love on Twitter, said, remember how Hillary melted straight down and screamed McCarthyism over endless House investigations? Of course you don't. She sat and calmly answered questions for 11 hours because she hadn't done anything wrong, and she's not an unhinged, whiny-ass, bloated man-child. Yes, there's that. All right. We have lots to get to. Our friend is here. Carl. Carl Frisch, Democratic strategist. CarlFrisch.com.
Or even mooksforcarl.com.
Yes. Good morning, Carl Frisch.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm well. What a mess.
Right. Yeah. All of it. I don't even know what you want to start with. But let's, since you are a longtime campaign strategist, let's talk 2020. I was just talking to Ted Lieu about... you know, it's already terrifying, Michael Cohen saying, I fear there will not be a peaceful transition of power. I don't know if you saw this story yesterday, Trump laying the groundwork to delegitimize 2020. He said, I love this. He said, when Republicans had the majority, they never acted with such hatred and scorn. The Dems...
What? Merrick Garland.
The Dems are trying to win an election in 2020. They know they cannot legitimately win. Here we go again, right? His campaign press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany.
Oh, that's a different one.
Sorry.
She said same thing. She said these desperate Democrats know they can't beat President Trump in 2020, so instead they've embarked on a disgraceful witch hunt with one singular aim: topple the will of the American people and seize the power they have zero chance at winning legitimately. I mean, if this is not gaslighting of the highest order. So he can say if he loses, it's illegitimate. I sincerely hope, Carl, we don't get that far. Someone was like, you're not going to have to worry about debating. Is there Skype in prison? I mean, yeah.
Well, I agree it is a witch hunt, and they've been catching witches for months now.
Right.
Lots of witches. But yeah, of course this is going to be their talking point because it does two things for them. One, it's a response to the political environment where his administration, his campaign, his inaugural committee, his foundation, his businesses, both domestically and internationally, they're all under siege for shady, illegal activity. So it responds to that, and it also starts laying the groundwork for his excuse when he gets his rear end handed to him by whoever the Democratic nominee is next November. It's not like he would ever, in a million years, lose an election and then say, "Well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles."
But this is part of Putin's plan, right? I mean, he started right after the election, right, when he said, "I won the popular vote." Because millions voted illegally. Then they did the commission with what's his name, Kobach, which was disbanded. This one I missed on election day when he thought he was going to lose. Did you hear this? He said it's largely a rigged system, and if you see it at the polling booths too, there are reports that when people vote for Republicans, the entire ticket switches over to Democrats. You've seen that. It's happening at various places today. It's been reported. In other words, the machines, you put down a Republican, it registers as a Democrat. They've had a lot of complaints about that today. I mean, that is astounding, Carl. This is when he thought he was going to lose. And of course, the truth is the opposite. We've seen it in North Carolina. We've seen it in Georgia. We're obviously demanding evidence from that. It is obviously the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why all of these elections have been thrown out in conservative states where Republicans have committed various types of election fraud. And that, he's trying to lay this groundwork as a means of first energizing his base, because large segments of his base have given up on him. There's a reason why, this wave has been so successful. It's because so many people have been activated to get involved for the first time.
Yeah.
But also because large segments of his base realize now that what they got when they elected him was nothing. If anything, they're being penalized by this president and his policies, and he's been abandoned by the middle. So the best he can hope to do is try and get some of those people to re-engage. But his worst enemy is himself. Every day that he talks, every day that he appears on television, every day that your phone vibrates with another bizarre alert about something that he did, it hurts him.
I mean, thank God for the blue wave, Carl. Thank God for people like you talking about how important voting is, because the chairman of the House Oversight Committee have asked Georgia Governor, I put in quotes, Governor Brian Kemp, to turn over documents related to how the 2018 election was run in the state.
And
clearly they've become the party of voter suppression, right? I mean, they are...
I would say that when you are in charge of an election in a state and you do the things that Brian Kemp did, that it's actual election fraud. This is a guy who complained in rooms full of Republicans about the prospect of more African Americans turning out to vote. He was the chief election official in the state. He should have been applauding it.
53,000 voter registrations he put on hold. 70% of them were from African Americans.
And that was after a judge had ordered him to not do that before.
Right. And they face scrutiny as one of 5 states that used electronic voting machines with no paper record. An unusually high number of people did not show a recorded vote in the lieutenant governor's race, prompting concerns about the integrity of the machines. I almost feel like this is job one, as many things as there are to do and to fix. I mean, getting Russia out of our election system and fixing the voting machines and voter suppression is, I think, job one.
And that helps everybody. This is about the integrity of our democracy and our republic, making sure that we have paper trails, making sure that the process that we elect people with has integrity. And that benefits everybody, because if Republicans win in a in a game where the rules are fair, then they can govern legitimately.
Yeah.
And if Democrats do, they can govern legitimately. But Republicans don't want to play by the rules that are fair to everybody. They want to stack the deck.
I just had Ted Lieu about the DNC saying it will exclude Fox News from the debates, saying Tom Perez, obviously the Jane Mayer article led him to the conclusion Fox was not in a position to host a fair and neutral debate for our candidates. I initially agreed, and it's like but Ted Lieu was like, I think it depends on if we could pick Shep Smith and Brett Baer and Chris Wallace, but how do you know who they're gonna? Because like you say, it's just they do two entirely separate things there, right?
Right. Well, and on top of that, it's what audience are we hoping to reach?
Right.
The committed Fox News viewer is going to be hate watching.
Right.
They have no interest in what these candidates have to say. They're more interested in how the Sean Hannitys of the world are going to pick apart and twist and malign these people after the debate.
Yeah.
And Chris Wallace has done an okay job from time to time, but he's no angel.
Yeah, it's a low bar over there, but yeah.
Well, it's the worst game of limbo you've ever seen. Nobody makes it under.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes me so concerned is that there were allegations that Fox News slipped Donald Trump the debate questions beforehand.
Isn't it amazing?
And so they have a dog in the hunt.
Yeah.
Why would you go to them for an impartial debate?
Carl, isn't it amazing that everything he accused Hillary Clinton of, he did? Of course Fox gave him the questions, right? It's just...
Well, he's not a terribly bright person, right? So when he lies, it's clear. If his lips are moving, he's lying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, where do you come down on this, the whole, because I do have to say, here's the good news, Democrats, we've always been actually the big pet tent, and we're a big messy family. That being said, there's a big fight going on in the tent right now over this Representative Omar thing, and I have to say, I said this yesterday, Carl, I come down on the AOC side of this. I don't think what she said was anti-Semitic, and I don't think, and I know Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, and other people have come out in support of her.
Well, she's certainly since then said that it wasn't meant to be,
right?
She's made efforts to reach out to the community. On top of that,
right?
All of the things that have been said before this ever happened,
right?
All of the crazy things that members of Congress have said against the Muslim community, or gay people, or people of color, or Latinos, or immigrants, and this is the first time this is coming up.
Well,
it's rubbish.
Here's the thing, Carl, you're right, talking about how we fight differently, because you have the biggest bigot we have ever had in the Oval Office in Donald Trump. This is a party of bigots. There's a story that just came out today about white supremacist groups actively campaigning and working to make sure Steve King got reelected, and we get all like, and so, I agree with
there are
my
white
friends
supremacists that work for this administration.
Yeah, thank you. Karen Bass and Pramila Jayapal, who we love on this show. They both said they were adamant they would not support a resolution that specifically names Omar, which I think is right. If it condemns all hate,
right?
But we're already the party that condemns all hate, right? This I thought was significant because my other personal favorite, of course, Representative Jan Schakowsky, who is Jewish, said so. As you said, Omar made the rounds, including meeting with Representative Schakowsky. And Jan said, I do not believe that Omar is anti-Semitic. I absolutely believe that she has become, as a result, a target. I think the Republicans love that. And frankly, I think the media loves to exploit the divisions. Thank you, Congresswoman. Schakowsky said the personal attacks against Omar have become so extreme, there are conversations about giving her a security detail.
And let's remember that when people marched in Charlottesville saying that they didn't want Jews taking over, Donald Trump called those very good people.
Very fine people.
Thank you. And I can't say it enough. The synagogue shooter used, a motive that he got from Donald Trump about Jews funding the caravan. So I don't have the stomach for it. We have an active Russian asset with nuclear codes breaking the law every single day, right? We have to focus and stay together, I think, and have each other's backs, right?
Yeah. Well, and even if we didn't have to have each other's backs, even if there wasn't a political element of this, what's going on is just not right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, condemn all hate.
Yeah.
But don't use her as your cudgel. Is it any wonder that all of the people that Republicans have singled out in Congress for special attention are women and people of color?
Yeah.
Maxine Waters, AOC, Omar, Nancy Pelosi, they're all women. Some of them are people of color, and you know what? Fox News loves putting their pictures up.
Well, Dean Obadala was on yesterday, Carl, and he made the very good point that she didn't say Jews. She said, I shouldn't be forced to, have allegiance to another country. Mm-hmm. And those are all, I think, valid debates. It's not, as we said yesterday, you're not anti-Semitic if you think Netanyahu's a crook, or you think Israel should stop building settlements, or that we shouldn't have moved the embassy to Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. Without it being part of an overall peace plan, right? I mean, how are we ever going to be honest brokers? Donald Trump and stupid Jared, who's not qualified in any way to negotiate Middle East peace, have moved us farther away, haven't they? No, but he's got a clearance, so that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. He got that perfectly fair and square. His father-in-law fought for it. Oy vey. If you don't mind my saying. All right, Carl, great stuff. Go to mooksforcarl.com.
Yeah, right? Please donate.
Right.
Yeah.
3 more weeks until the fundraising deadline.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
Get on it.
Hurry. All right. Love you, Carl. See you next week. All right. 20 minutes after the hour. This portion of the show brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.
Oh, meat.
Okay. He's the only person I know that would just blurt out meat.
Okay. I love meat.
Okay. Well, Omaha Steaks, they have a new one then for you. The Omaha Cut Ribeye. Why are you Santa Claus from
It's like Christmas in March.
Mama, it is like Christmas in March.
What is Mike Pence doing in this commercial?
The all-new ribeye is thicker cut, triple trimmed.
They want some Omaha too, Santa.
Eat, Papa, eat.
Somebody likes a skinny Santa.
Eat,
Papa.
We don't have to wait till
I like how we
Christmas to
double
get Omaha
team that
Steaks.
Mrs. Claus. Okay. All right, right now, Mrs. Claus, go to Omaha Steaks. Giving my amazing limited time offer to my listeners when you go to omahasteaks.com. Enter the code Miller in that search bar. You get 71% off the Omaha Cut Ribeye Cookout for $69.99, shipped completely free. What's in that, Mrs. Claus? 4 of those all-new triple-trimmed Omaha Cut Ribeyes. 4 burgers, best burgers I've ever had.
I want an Omaha steak.
And to be a dentist?
Yes.
Okay. You need to get those, sharpen those incisors then. Okay, 4 chicken breasts, 4 savory pork chops, 4 massive gumbo? No, gourmet jumbo franks. You try it. Okay. Caramel apple tartlets for dessert and a packet of the Omaha Steaks signature seasoning. It is so delicious. I'm telling you, best steaks, best burgers I've ever had. Get this limited time offer. It's unbelievable. OmahaSteaks.com. Enter the code Miller. Get 71% off the Omaha Cut Ribeye Cookout. Originally $242, people. It's for you, $69.99. Shipped completely free. Remember, no one likes a skinny Santa. OmahaSteaks.com.
I am shocked and appalled.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
We'll be back. I'm Stephanie Miller on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Daylight savings is about to take away an hour of sleep, but Casper is here to make up for it by giving everyone $50 toward the purchase of select mattresses. Casper is the sleep company with outrageously comfortable products at not so outrageous prices. From mattresses and pillows to sheets and duvets, Casper transforms the way you sleep. The Casper mattress combines 4 layers of pressure-relieving foams for all-night comfort. It's softer under your shoulders, firmer under your hips for healthy alignment and extra support. Plus, the breathable foams are designed to keep you cool all night. And for all mattress orders, you also get free shipping right to your door and free returns. Maximize the hours that you do have with the support and comfort of a Casper. Go to Casper.com, use the code Stephanie for $50 toward the purchase of select mattresses. That's Casper.com, code Stephanie, to get $50 toward the purchase of select mattresses. Casper.com. Terms and conditions apply. Additional fees may apply for Hawaii and Alaska.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. If you want to join my gang, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. If you want to be in the program where you feel you're so busy you don't have time to learn, you're so busy you don't have 2 seconds to give to it, then do my video program where I will take a stock like we took our oil stock. I do a video after my radio show on those couple stocks, and I explain what to do. It's like a self-help video, and it just tells you when to buy it, and then as we're going along, I'll tell you, okay, time to add to your position, or I may say it's time to take off some of your shares, or I'll say to you, it's time to run like hell. The biggest benefit is we're going to reach out to you, and we're going to help you, and then we hope you reach back and help St. Jude.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi everyone, it's Yanitza Munoz from the publications Maxim, FHM, and Sports Illustrated. So being a model, I have to work out a lot. It's tough staying in shape, especially keeping my abs. Until I discovered TC1 Gel. TC1 Gel is a thermogenic gel that you rub on your waist 15 minutes before exercising. Then simply put on the TC1 sweat belt and start your workout. You'll sweat like crazy and feel the burn. It focuses on boosting circulation, increasing perspiration. It activates body heat, reduces muscle fatigue, and burns off more calories. Get your TC1 Gel now. Go to tc1gel.com and use the code RADIO30 for 30% off discount on this amazing product. tc1gel.com and get your abs back or just get in shape. Follow their Instagram at tc1gel.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why? When you can host your own radio show. You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065. And get ready to transmit.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. I'm Stephanie Miller.
Stephanie Miller.
Cause the players gonna play, and the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake it out, shake it out. Heartbreakers gonna break, and the fakers gonna fake, baby. I'm just gonna shake it
Yeah.
out, shake it out.
Shake it off, man. It's the Monty in Florida show. Hi, Monty.
Hello, how are you?
Good, go ahead.
Carlos, congratulations on your team's first victory of the season.
Thank you very much. How's Orlando doing?
Orlando, I do not know. I do not follow soccer, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Now you've lost all of us. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm a sports writer, but the one sport I do not follow is soccer. But anyway, I want to get to my point. When you have Ted Lieu on, I feel like everything is great in the world.
Mm-hmm.
When you have Malcolm Nance on, I want to hide under the covers.
Mm-hmm. Balance. That's why we have balance here. Yeah, we have senators and fart jokes.
Fart and balance news.
Terror and jungle noises.
It's fart and balance news.
Here's the problem, Stephanie. We're all overwhelmed. I saw a video yesterday of a dog who loved tennis balls. This guy throws 50 tennis balls on the patio. The dog picks up one, then goes to the next, then goes to the next.
Who's a good boy?
Trump crimes are the tennis balls.
Yes, it's the tennis ball machine. Yes.
And the problem I have here is, the sense of urgency. It bothers me so much when I see Elijah Cummings say he's very good friends with the minority leader. By the way, I tweet him minority leader all the time because he hates being called that.
Yes.
I have a problem when I hear Chuck Schumer say Mitch McConnell is a dear, dear friend of mine.
Yeah, I have a problem when Joe Biden says Mike Pence is a decent guy. Sorry, as a gay person, someone that wants to electrocute me and take money from AIDS funding is not a decent guy.
I got a problem with the whole Conway situation.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say from the movie The Untouchables. The Republicans look at the Democrats this way. When they pull a knife, we pull a gun.
Yeah.
When they send one of us to the hospital, we send one of them to the morgue. They're at war with democracy, and our Democrats keep saying in hearings, and if I hear if I hear Chuck Schumer say one more time, Mitch McConnell is a dear, dear friend of mine, Mitch McConnell and the Republicans want to destroy everything that
Thank
Chuck
you.
Schumer supposedly stands for.
Thank you. By the way, Seth Abramson echoes that. Those who first appreciated how dangerous to the rule of law McConnell was, and only when he prevented Obama in contravention of the U.S. Constitution from nominating a Supreme Court justice could not have known then that McConnell's treachery was far, far worse. The history of our time is already written, not in today's media, not in progressive enclaves, not in the worried whispers of voters, but in the certainty that in the history books and centuries' time will record the leaders of the Republican Party fundamentally betrayed us all. Thank you, Seth. 29 minutes after the hour, Jackie Schechner on her fight with Omarosa yesterday.
At 8 o'clock.
Oh, at 8 o'clock. Pacific. Okay, we'll be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
California headline news. Streets in downtown Sonora flooded after a series of storms passed through Tuolumne County Wednesday. The storms bringing hail and flooding.
I could not believe it. My steps down to my basement, it was like a river. It was just flowing down through there. The streets were covered in water.
President Joe Marshall, the foothills will continue to see rain into today. Sierra snow also continuing. Snow levels dropping to 5,000 feet. Drying conditions expected tomorrow. Investigators trying to identify the remains of a young girl whose body was found stuffed inside a duffel bag in Hacienda Heights, found in a horse trail.
We're looking for any type of witnesses that may have been traveling that area, that may have seen a vehicle pulled over to the side. Anybody with information regarding our victim.
LA County Sheriff's Lieutenant Scott Hoagland, the girl believed to be between 8 and 13 years old. Protesters continuing to call for justice for Stephon Clark, a group staging a sit-in at the Sacramento Police Department yesterday. Jeff Scott, California News.
You're home after a long day, preparing dinner when...
Ew! What's that? It smells like rotten eggs.
That might be a natural gas leak.
It can't be. We don't have any natural gas appliances.
Even if you don't use natural gas, that rotten egg odor could be a sign of a leak in your neighborhood. Because gas lines can be buried anywhere.
Shut up.
No, speak up. If you ever suspect a leak, leave immediately and call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Thanks, deep voice narrator.
You're very welcome.
I never chose to become a gambling addict. But what I did choose was to get help from a professional counselor. Admitting I was powerless to solve my problem, that opened the doors. I thought I was beyond repair, until I called 1-800-GAMBLER and was provided life-changing resources and referrals at zero cost to me.
For no-cost gambling addiction counseling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text SUPPORT to 53342. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
LeBron James has done a lot of incredible things in his career, but what he did last night is near the top, and those are his words. LeBron passed Michael Jordan for fourth place on the NBA's all-time scoring list, finishing with 31 in the Lakers' 115-99 loss to the Nuggets, putting him at 32,311 points for his career.
A lot of stuff that I've done in my career. This ranks right up there at the top. We're winning a championship.
James played the game in his Nike LeBron 16s with the inscription, "Thank you, MJ 23, written on the side. Gordon Hayward nearly cost the Celtics a win in Sacramento and then won the game in the final seconds, 111-109. Hayward fouled the Kings' Buddy Hield on a three-point attempt with 7.6 seconds left in the game. But then after Hield hit all three free throws to tie the score, Hayward drove the length of the floor and nailed a fall-away jumper over Hield for the winning basket. And it appears the Antonio Brown saga with the Pittsburgh Steelers is about to end. The NFL club will reportedly have a trade finalized for the disgruntled wide receiver star by tomorrow. Matt Stewart, NBC News Radio.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi. For this morning, an isolated shower. Turns out partly sunny for the afternoon, the high 58. Increasing clouds tonight with a few showers developing, the low 44. Couple of showers to start the day on Friday, becoming partly sunny in the afternoon, high 54. Plenty of sunshine Saturday, high 60. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi, broadcasting live from the Tri-City Center at the 10 and 210 freeways. We are the trifecta of talk in Southern California, KCAA, 102.3 FM Riverside, 106.5 FM Redlands, and the Legacy, 1050 AM, Loma Linda, San Bernardino.
Erin here from On the Brink Morning Show, where we talk about all that is engaging in the Inland Empire. News, politics, business, family, things to do, and so much more. Join us weekdays from 6 to 7 a.m. on KCAA 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 a.m. or on KCAAradio.com.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. I'm Stephanie Miller.
to go up to nail the doctor or the lawyer. Somebody's got to nail.
Stephanie Miller.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it. 34 minutes after the hour. Coffee with Carlos Alzraki.
It's good to be back.
Speculating on the state of the Conway's marriage.
Yes.
Before the break.
Lord Arthur Holmwood, hoping that Lucy will break the spell of Dracula. It's over. She's been bitten. She's not coming back.
What is the condition?
Even though
of
that's
the,
Renfield.
What is the
Two different
condition
people.
of the spiders?
Spiders, master. They cling so hard, George. Help me, George.
All right, Kellyanne. Thank you for checking in. Okay, I saved a little Carlos stack. Kellyanne, the teen who got vaccinated against his mom's wishes, testifying before Congress.
Yes.
Because as a dad, this just sets you off. Yes, he made headlines last month for choosing to get vaccinated against his mother's wishes.
Smart.
I just love that they asked, does your mother get most of her information online? He said mainly Facebook. Asked where he looked for information on vaccines. He said not Facebook, from the CDC, the World Health Organization, scientific journals. I try to look at accredited sources.
There you go.
Bam.
If you believe climate science, please believe the science on vaccines.
Children of the future. Senator Rand Paul attempted to frame vaccination as an issue of not of public health, but of personal liberty.
Yeah, that's why I said, well, just go ahead and run red lights then.
Yeah.
My personal liberty is being infringed upon by red lights. How dare you come-
Anti-vaxxers fear it increases the risks of autism. The idea studies, once again, from a debunked 1998 study based on just 12 patients, conducted by a doctor later found to have falsified data. Okay. As I think it's our friend Lewis Black said, people are worried about the side effects of measles vaccines. You know what the side effects of not taking it are? Dying of measles.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Just support the science. If you support the science, support the science. The pediatricians are not in the business of losing kids or damaging kids.
Yeah.
If you think it's all about big pharma.
Crazy on the right and the left meet sometimes, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oh wow, Steve Ducey and Sarah Huckabee Sanders together. What a meeting of what a think tank that is.
Capital.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Supper's on and
Vittles is ready.
Vittles is ready. Okay.
Adler said that the reason they had to do it was because for the first 2 years of the administration, Sarah, there was no oversight. But, you know, you look at past, we know that the Mueller investigation could be close to an end. He's looking into all sorts of things. It's not like the Democrats have any evidence that the president broke any laws. But I've heard a number of Republicans who support the president say they're simply steamed that he won the presidency back in 2016.
What Chairman Nadler is missing is that the first 2 years were not about oversight, they were about success.
Supper's on. Vittles is ready.
God, people inside that Fox News bubble will believe anything.
I don't. What? The giant golf check that just was held. Okay. All right.
Metaphor. Change.
Okay.
It is an absolute embarrassment that members of Congress are using all of their time and resources into attacking the president when they should be looking at trying to solve problems that this country has, like the president is doing. They should follow his example of coming to work every day and looking for how they can help the American people, not how they can attack this president.
Really? Because I feel like he just watches TV and shoves hamburgers in his face while he's tweeting.
Executive
Really?
time.
Yeah.
On the toilet.
They should go golf at Mar-a-Lago like the president is doing.
If only we got paid to golf.
And order omelets.
Okay.
During
This
emergency.
says the party of Benghazi and other emails and whitewater. Okay, that's fine. All right.
It is absolutely outrageous that their number one job and their number one priority is to try to beat every person that is supportive of this president, beat them down and attack them instead of, and look for these just, this expedition that you are seeing led by Chairman Nadler is truly an embarrassment to Congress, and it's hurting our country, and it is the opposite of what they were elected to do and the opposite of what we need them to do.
No, it was exactly what they were elected to do.
It is the opposite of what they need them to do.
That's what happens when she gets the 2% milk. She gets cranky.
Pardon me?
That's what happens when she only gets to drink the 2% milk. She gets cranky.
She needs a full pack.
Oh, damn, this one's dry. Give me the 2%. Oh, you can get one more drop.
Could I have my apology music, please?
No.
Before you write us fat-shaming letters.
Hateful.
Carlos Alzraki is not calling Sarah Huckabee Sanders a cow. If you've tuned into other episodes of the Stephanie Miller Show, he's referring to the picture of the Huckabees where her much huskier brothers, we feel like, stole most of the vittles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sarah ended up in the barn.
Yeah.
Sucking off the
right
cow
off the
teats.
source. Yeah.
For a protein source.
nutrition.
Yeah.
They're
Which
a disgusting,
which we support.
ugly family
We're liberals.
inside and out.
We don't want her to starve. We just
Are you referring to that Christmas card?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're on the haystacks.
Yeah.
They're all in the plaid.
And wearing
shirts.
stripes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Horizontal stripes on those
Very
bodies.
slimming.
Are
Yeah.
not.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's that.
They looked hungry.
Senator Van Hollen responding.
And let me start by the fact that the House just the other day passed a major gun safety piece of legislation to provide criminal background checks to make sure that dangerous people don't get guns. The president says he wants legislation. I hope he'll announce his support for that legislation so we can actually do some legislation in the Senate too.
There you go. Okay, one more.
You had a number of years when the House of Representatives just did not do its job with respect to oversight. In fact, you had Republicans cheerleading wrongdoing out of the White House. And now you have people who want to be transparent and hold the president and the White House accountable. And this White House doesn't like accountability.
Yeah, it's too much oversight, too much looking. Anita in San Antonio, hello.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Yeah, I can't. What did she say, Sarah Huckabee? There's just too much success?
Yeah, there's been too much winning. Yeah.
Did you see the Washington Post where they talked about the trade deficit going up to like $800 billion?
It's the art of the deal, man.
General Motors in Ohio.
Yeah, a trade deficit is a record high.
Yeah, the deficit has gone up 70%. We have more illegal immigration because they're closing these ports of entry.
Right.
He has failed at everything. Remember, he was going to run on North Korea? Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that's a total failure. I don't know what they're talking about. Are they delusional or are they just liars? Or both?
Both. Yeah, here it is. The U.S. trade deficit is now the highest in history.
Oh, my God.
Yes,
the deficit?
Right. It is $100 billion more than under President Obama. The Washington Post says the president thus begins his re-election drive with a core campaign promise unfulfilled and with a recent flurry of economic research showing that his embrace of tariffs is damaging the U.S. economy. Remember when he tweeted, "I am tariff man"?
Tariff man.
Yes.
Exactly. He's just failing at every big promise that he ever made.
Yeah.
So I don't know what these people are talking about when she says there is no. They haven't even found any crime. What is he talking about? We have the receipts. Right. Michael Cohen came in with the checks that Donald Trump wrote in the Oval Office. We have evidence of crime.
No, it is. It literally is surviving the level of gaslighting every day, that we are not seeing what we're seeing, that there are not the number of convictions that there are. There's not the number of indictments, guilty pleas, you name it, right?
Well, they have a whole network that's spreading this delusion. And I'm not sure about, this thing with the DNC not doing the debates on Fox, because I don't like legitimizing them as a, legitimate news organization.
Well, Chris made that. Yeah, Chris made that point that, the fear is they'll have the debate, but then the panel afterwards will take every single thing all of them said and twist it. Their goal is to get Donald Trump, oh God forbid, reelected. But their job is to tear down every Democratic candidate.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Who knows what, kind of questions they're going to ask. They're not acting in good faith.
Right.
So we can't trust them.
Right.
Period.
Exactly. All right. Did you see yesterday Trump tweeted, "Crooked Hillary Clinton confirms she will not run in 2020, rules out the third bid for the White House. Oh, shucks, does that mean I'm going to get against she'll be sorely missed." I can't. I need one of my shut up cannon, just any
Shut
of them.
the up, Donnie.
Was that one of the tweets why we should support the president?
Yeah. By the way, Hillary Clinton won tweet of the day yesterday. She tweeted the gift from Mean Girls with the character saying, "Why are you so obsessed with me?"
Yeah, it's true. Oh my God. And on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Is that what we do?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, this I saved for you, Todd.
All right.
Ready to inhale. Democratic 2020 contenders embrace marijuana legalization. Cory Booker reintroduces bill to legalize marijuana.
Corey!
Beto O'Rourke called for expunging the records of those arrested for possession. Kamala Harris admitted she smoked pot and inhaled.
Yeah, Kamala.
Many of the current potential 2020 Democratic contenders eager to show they're cool with the cannabis man.
Oh, cannabis man!
Gallup poll found 2 of every 3 Americans support legalization, a record high.
All right, Paul. All right.
2 governors in the race, Jay Inslee, John Hickenlooper. Those were the first 2 states to legalize weed. Washington, Rocky Mountain High. I don't know why. This is just my favorite part of it. Bernie Sanders, of course, supports.
All right,
federal.
Bernie man. Get
Bernie
it?
man.
Going to Bernie man.
He's got to steal that for a campaign event. He's got to have Bernie Man with free weed.
That's
for everybody.
right, Bernie man, dude. Giant statue,
yeah.
Bernie.
I just love when they asked him if he's tried marijuana. He said, it didn't do a whole lot for me. I nearly coughed my brains out.
That happens to a lot of people.
I just wanted to do you doing Bernie, smoking pot.
The carcinogenics. I should probably do an edible next time.
Yeah.
The inflammation of my lungs. 44% of lung capacity right now.
Here's a gummy.
Oh, baby, I feel fantastic. Love and peace, brother.
I did that whole story because I'm like, I want to hear Carlos do Bernie smoking weed and coughing up a lung.
You have a bathroom?
Okay. All right, Kevin in D.C. Hello, Kev.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
I heard you do your usual excellent job of distilling chump, so I thought I'd talk about someone else today. I realized that I've been kind of sexist because women are people like everyone else, and I'm always stunned when they are shown acting evil. Case in point, this Kirsten Nielsen person.
Yes.
The absolute chilling disregard when they were asking her, how are you not calling this a cage, and what do you, what do you put your animals in? What's the difference between the chains?
It's larger.
And it's larger. I mean, now I see how the Republicans were able to torture, during the Bush. They literally do not see people of color as human.
Enhanced interrogation.
I know it's been said before, but I am flabbergasted. I mean, I don't know how to deal with humans who are that depraved, or am I wrong? I mean, these are kids.
Yeah, she is widely. How did she say it? I'm widely unaware of any research showing traumatizes children. Really? Because you're not like a human with a brain and a heart that would know if you take your kid away from a parent. Yeah.
She's unaware of a lot of things, apparently.
Yes, she's widely unaware of a great deal of things. All right, 46 minutes after the hour, this portion of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by my Quip electric toothbrush.
They have kids Quip now.
I know it.
I'm gonna buy kids Quip for my kids.
I just saw that. I was just gonna say that.
Do you know why? Because we buy the regular rotating brushes for my daughter Riley, and she presses so hard that the brushes get smashed. You can't do that with a Quip because they integrate brush and plastic together.
That's right.
And it is a non-creepy little gymnastics coach for your kid.
Yes.
Right? That
it is. Not creepy because it instructs them.
Right. It coaches them on how to switch quadrants every 30 seconds so they get a perfect 2-minute clean.
I can teach them about quadrants now.
Right.
They're doing math and fractions while they brush their teeth.
You can do it, Riley. You can do it.
You can do it, Riley. I can Bella Caroli her into clean teeth.
See? No, one of the olden days non-creepy gymnastics coaches.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this. Everybody get a Quip. It's fantastic. We all love ours, right? No awkward charging stand, no cord, no nothing. Got a great travel car. I'm going to take it to see my mom week after next, right? Fantastical. And also, I love this. Brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. So you don't forget. I would always forget to switch out my brush head, right?
Nope.
Thank you. Okay, we love our Quips. Over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do too. Quip starts at just $25. Go to getquip.com/Stephanie right now. Get your first refill pack free. That's GETQUIP.com/Stephanie.
When they go low, she goes down to the basement. Literally. It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
We'll be back. I'm Stephanie Miller on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Well, what most people don't realize about working in radio, it's hungry work. I mean it. Cooking can seem like a chore. I don't really have time. That's where HelloFresh comes in. They take all the guesswork out of cooking by offering a wide-ranging menu with classics we know and love like gorgeous greens farro bowl or the delicious chipotle spice steak to recipes you might not be as familiar with, courtesy of their gourmet menu. Get fresh and affordable, high-quality ingredients delivered right to your doorstep. Pre-measured, so all you have to do is follow the recipe. It could not be easier. That's what makes HelloFresh America's #1 meal kit. And for a total of $60 off right now, that's $20 off your first 3 boxes. Visit HelloFresh.com/Miller. That's HelloFresh.com/Miller. Get a total of $60 off. That's $20 off your first 3 boxes. Visit HelloFresh.com/Miller. Come cook with Mama. That's HelloFresh.com/Miller. One more time, HelloFresh.com/Miller.
Hey Ryan, do we have any beer in the fridge?
Nah, I thought you got some.
The game starts in 5 minutes.
And you drank the last beer at midnight on Friday.
I wish there was a place that delivered beer.
Yes, I'm Captain Crafted. I'm here to bring you beer. That's Captain, C-R-A-F-T''D. Why? Because there's no E, just a D, as in deliver, because Captain Crafted delivers.
That's right, the Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business with great prices and deliveries of your favorite beer, wine, spirits, water, ice, and mixers. Did I mention their great prices? That's CRAFTDBEER store.com or Fred Crafted Beer Store on Facebook.com. Make it easy. Google Redlands Beer Delivery. Look for Crafted Beer.
Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business, and I'm here to deliver.
Claremont McKenna College hosts the Inland Empire Vision Conference on Tuesday, March 12th. This half-day event will try to answer the question of whether there will be a recession this year, and economist Manfred Kyle presenting the Forecast and Consumer Index for the Inland Empire. The program will also feature a discussion of state and local housing policy and the housing market in the Inland Empire. Local business and government people will participate in a collective exercise to identify key challenges facing our area. Please join us on Tuesday, March 12th at the Roberts Pavilion at Claremont McKenna College. For more information, please go to inlandempirevision.org.
It's time to shop in the cool, relaxed comfort of the Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands, conveniently located on the I-10 freeway between the Alabama and Tennessee exits. Bring the kids too and watch them play in the only indoor fun center, High Five Indoor Playground, where parents are welcomed on the playground. Birthday celebrations are encouraged, so make plans for some great fun at the mall. More reasons why the Tri-City Center is called the Mall with a Heart.
Coming to the city of Yucaipa May 3rd through the 5th, Yucaipa's Music and Arts Festival at the brand new Yucaipa Performing Arts Center. This 3-day event is one of the biggest annual events Yucaipa has to offer. Live bands, art displays, and vendors filling up the streets of historic uptown Yucaipa. The 8th annual Yucaipa Music and Arts Festival is expected to have over 25,000 attendees this year. This is your chance to check out what the great city of Yucaipa has to offer. If you're a vendor and need more info, you can find it online at yucaipachamber.org. That's yucaipachamber.org. Yucaipa's Music and Arts Festival, May 3rd through the 5th at historic Uptown Yucaipa.
Hi, this is Todd from the Flip Flop Investors Show. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. where we talk about real estate investments here in the Inland Empire on KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
What you gonna do?
In case you didn't know what hit you, it's the Stephanie Miller Show on KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM.
Stephanie Miller.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now everybody to the propaganda and sing along to the age of paranoia.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Coffee with Carlos says, Rocky. Okay, we're in a big Twitter fight. Jackie Scheckner with Omarosa. Travis jumped in. Omarosa responded.
I jumped in too.
I went in to defend Jackie.
I did too.
Family, because we're family.
Family.
Yes, Carlos, what were you going to say?
Family.
Speaking of family, to the Stephanie Miller family out there, you can be part of something pretty cool. I'm going to be retweeting something tomorrow. It's a mystery, but regarding a project I've been working on with a lot of people for a long time, I will retweet it tomorrow, and you can join in and be a part of it.
Family.
Tease.
Can I say, because this is part of the show where I cry? Or maybe, I don't know. No, I am honestly touched and moved by the generosity of our audience, how they support all our family members here on the show. Yeah. Suzanne Wong is fighting cancer again, and she said, gave a shout out, at her event this weekend to all of the generous Steph heads all over the country who've donated. Someone, I want to say thanks to Faye. She just gave $250 to SM Radio Productions. I didn't even know you could do that on the website. Yeah. She just to support Progressive Radio. Thank you. There is a donate button. We have generous donors of Free Speech TV. Mike in San Francisco, just $60,000 matching fund. It really is. I had another guy. Remember the guy? Because I was talking about my mom.
Donate to frequent flyer miles.
Yes, because I've been talking about my mom broke her hip. I'm going back not next week, the week after, to take care of her. She gets out finally, but I'm just I'm in a bit of a financial crisis because of a lot of unexpected house repairs. Guy gave me 50,000 miles. Dennis, another listener, just offered yesterday. It's just anyway. I'm going to start.
You got enough miles to sit next to Sam Elliott now. Welcome.
Yes, I do.
Up in the air.
That was my point. Yeah. Except I think their airlines are rat bastards and they charge you to do that now, so I don't know that you can do that. But thank you anyway, Dennis. It's a thought.
It's
that
nice.
Counts.
People are giving.
Yeah, I had to pay $86 to book use my miles. Mm-hmm. Then I had to cancel that, so they charged me $150 for that, and then $86 again to rebook to use my miles because my mom's release date changed.
This is why the Green New Deal wants to take away airplanes.
And I talked to a supervisor. I won't say what airline. It's an American one, but
New Green Deal. Yeah,
they were very, very understanding. Meaning, no. But you can send a form in.
Did you have your I'd like to speak to a manager haircut?
Oh, yes.
You see, if we had bullet trains, the airlines couldn't do this to you because we'd have a great option.
Yes, thank you.
Shinkansen, Japan. Go try it.
All right. It was luggage day yesterday at the Michael Cohen hearing.
Oh, yeah.
That warmed the cockles of my heart to see all those.
Hauling it in. All the L's.
Luggage full of evidence.
Yep.
Yes, here he is yesterday.
The hearings went very, very well. I believe that all of the members were satisfied with the statements and the responses that I gave to them. I told them that any additional information that they would want, they should feel comfortable to reach out to my counsel, and I would continue to cooperate to the fullest extent of my capabilities.
Yep, one more.
Everything went very well. I believe that they're happy with my responses. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days, but again, I believe they're happy, and I have given them my assurance that any additional information that they need, I'm here to cooperate and will continue to cooperate. So thank you all very much.
Maybe he did get visited by three ghosts.
Yes, I think he did. He seems a changed man. Yes. Oh, by the way, I will get to this New York Times piece about, it's like a walk down memory lane of all the, because you forget with all of the horrid things Trump does on a daily basis, some of the horrid things he's done in the past, and on which days he was writing payoff checks to Michael Cohen on the same day. Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Michael Cohen.
Cohen me, Cohen you. Says who?
Says who?
There is nothing he could do. Cohen me, Cohen you. Says who?
Says who?
Trump just has to face it.
Yeah, this time he's through. Bye-bye. His ghost was cooked. Chairman Adam Schiff, yesterday, after the hearing.
Good evening. I just want to make a brief statement about Mr. Cohen's testimony today. We had a very long day with Mr. Cohen. This was, of course, the second day before our committee. He answered every question that was put to him by members of both parties. He was fully cooperative with the committee. We had requested documents of Mr. Cohen. He has provided additional documents to the committee. There may be additional documents that he still has to offer, and his cooperation with our committee continues.
Hooray. Okay. Yeah, all those suitcases. It was like a lesbian first date.
You see, because.
How many bags are you bringing?
Of course, if they bring a quip, they don't have to bring so many bags.
Thank you. Okay, Jackie Schechter next.
The
Snow Country Ski Report is sponsored by Indeed. Used by over 3 million businesses for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire.
Snowy conditions continue. Now, Mountain High picked up 3 inches of fresh snow in the last 24 hours. Looks like more today and into the weekend, too. The new spring park setup is underway at West Resort. Skiing and riding it all at Snow Summit with 32 trails. Close to 3 feet of new snow for June Mountain and up to 2 feet at Mammoth. 4 to 6 inches of new snow overnight for Mammoth. Another powder day as it continues to snow. China Peak, 3 to 4 inches of new snow in the last 24 hours. And Springfest kicks off later this month. Bear Valley's got some live music coming up over the weekend. 47 inches for a 7-day total. Over 5 feet at Sugar Bowl in the
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Tanya Hansen, CNBC. Stocks are sliding. The Dow is dropping 216. The Nasdaq is down 50 and the S&P is falling 19. Budweiser maker Anheuser-Busch InBev is sliding 1% after RBC Capital Markets lowered its rating on shares to sector perform. RBC says Anheuser-Busch has little prospect of margin growth and said it's not convinced that a positive rating is still justified. Chinese tech giant Huawei is suing the U.S. government. The telecoms equipment maker is challenging a law that would limit its American sales on security grounds. Huawei's lawsuit says the law limiting its U.S. business is unconstitutional. Estee Lauder shares are up after the cosmetics maker's stock was upgraded at J.P. Morgan Chase. Star Wars fans could soon be shouting, "I'm going to Disney World." The Walt Disney Company has announced that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will open on May 31st at Disneyland in California and on August 29th at Disney World in Florida. Tanya Hansen, CNBC.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire short list of unicorns.
Now, get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
Let's observe the inflatable noodle man. His constant undulating entices people to look at me, look at me. He's tireless and brainless, a literal airhead. Curiously, however, the inflatable noodle man, when hearing that Geico not only saves people money, but also has an award-winning app that makes it easy to manage one's policy, he knows you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Just ask an inflatable noodle man. Carefully, they are unpredictable creatures.
It's that time of year again. The city of Yucaipa is holding its 8th annual Music and Arts Festival May 3rd through the 5th. This 3-day event is one of the biggest annual events Yucaipa has to offer. Live bands, art displays, and vendors filling up the streets of historic uptown Yucaipa. Also, as an added bonus, is the brand new Yucaipa Performing Arts Center. This is your chance to check out what the great city of Yucaipa has to offer. More info can be found at yucaipachamber.org. That's yucaipachamber.org. Yucaipa's Music and Arts Festival, May 3rd through the 5th at historic Uptown Yucaipa.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us if you want Viagra at the lowest prices. Never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-357-1583 today to save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-357-1583 to take your call now. Call 800-357-1583. That's 800-357-1583. Again, 800-357-1583.
Authorities in China have announced arrest in a huge smuggling operation involving a fish you've probably never heard of. However, our correspondent Bill Zemfer has.
Totoaba fish can be found in just one area of the Gulf of California off the Mexican coast, and it's in high demand in China. The swim bladder from the endangered species is used for medicinal purposes in China, and Chinese authorities say they have now arrested 11 people for smuggling nearly 20,000 of the bladders from Mexico with a value of over $100 million. Bill Zimfer, NBC News Radio.
Skepticism abounds over Mark Zuckerberg's announcement that Facebook is going to turn their attention towards privacy. In a more than 3,000-word blog post, the CEO said that he planned to pivot the entire company toward more private messaging. Fortune magazine says, yes, Facebook might very well focus more on messaging one-on-one or within small groups, and that those messages will be completely encrypted so no one can see them, even Facebook. But Facebook will still be able to see who is chatting with whom and when, and that is valuable profiling information that some call surveillance capitalism. Also, Zuckerberg is prone for grand announcements, which a lot of the time don't take shape. Alexa will now let you buy concert tickets. If you tell Amazon's voice-activated assistant Open Ticketmaster, you can look for specific events or with the date range and location you have in mind. The Queen of England posting on Instagram for the first time ever, sharing a photo of a letter written to her great-great-grandfather Prince Albert in 1843. She signed off as Elizabeth R. Tech Report, Larry Olson, NBC News Radio.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. An active shooter situation is reportedly happening at a hotel in Rockford, Illinois. ABC 7 in Chicago reports a local officer with the U.S. Marshals Service Fugitive Task Force has been shot. The House is expected to vote today on a resolution condemning hate speech. It's in reaction to perceived anti-Semitic remarks by Minnesota Democrat Ilhan Omar, who is Muslim and who is getting this response from Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I understand how advocates come in with their enthusiasms, but when you cross that threshold into Congress, your words weigh much more.
President Trump is tearing into the Democratic National Committee after it announced Fox would not host any of its presidential primary debates during the 2020 campaign. Trump said he may ban other networks from hosting general election debates. Trump's former campaign chief Paul Manafort will be sentenced today in a Northern Virginia federal courtroom. Manafort was convicted of charges including tax evasion. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
Get all the facts, all you need to know on KCAA Radio.
Money Moves, the program all about your money, your business, and your life.
You guys have about a lot of really good information that even I can understand.
Call Ray now at 844-RAY-SHOW, 844-RAY-SHOW. This is the Ray Lucia Show.
Thank you very much. This is the Ray Lucia program. Glad to have you on board for the one talk show in America that helps you make better money moves. The show all about your money, your business, and your life. Johnny Dean is in the house. We were just talking about music business.
Yeah, it's life is I mean, there is money, there's business, there's life. Life is very important. You can't just make it all about money. You can't make it all about business. You gotta include your life as part of all of this.
Well, we were talking to our TV viewing audience about Janis Joplin and how at the end of Bobby McGee, I don't think I've ever heard anything better than that in my entire life. She's just wicked, was just wicked good.
Yeah, that age 27 thing got her. Well, you're correct. If you've heard that song, Me and Bobby McGee, which I think Chris Christopherson wrote.
He did,
and but got her to sing it, which is brilliant
on his part.
But it starts off very mellow,
flat and Baton Rouge.
That's all. It's just a guitar, and by the end, she's got the organ going and the guitar. And she's screaming into the mic. I mean, what a great!
So we're going to try to get some Janis songs for you because now I'm on a Janis kick today. I don't know how we got off on that.
I don't know either. Now let me tell you this too. We'll get to this stuff. Okay, there are two other versions that I've heard of that song. Of Me and Bobby McGee. One, terrible. Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot?
Gordon Lightfoot?
Yes!
Oh, jeez.
And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It ruins the song. But, what was the artist? And I'm not hip on these. Pink, I think it was.
Oh, really? I like Pink.
Did a performance of that song and sounded like Janis.
Really?
Almost exactly. It's from 15 years ago. We should look for it on video, and I'll play it for you.
Oh,
she
cool.
really mimicked Janis's voice.
I think she's exceptionally talented. I used to have one of her songs as my intro, as you recall.
Yeah, I do remember that. I'm not a big fan.
The party started.
No. But I'm not a big fan. But that at least made her a little bit better in my eyes.
She's also like an acrobat or something. Is she really? Yeah, she had one of the Academy Awards, whatever, the Grammys.
Oh, okay.
One year she was doing that little twirly thing with the
good
rope
for her.
hanging
I
down.
mean,
Yeah, she's
talent will
pretty talented,
always
very talented.
trump everything for me.
Yeah, I like pink and red and green for that matter. Yesterday we talked about a charitable remainder trust.
Oh, we're getting into the heavy stuff.
Well, I got a question on it, and then I was reading from a fellow by the name of Frank Armstrong III, and he called it a split interest charitable trust, and I thought that we would talk a little bit about that. Also, some facts you might need to know about your 2019 tax return if you're interested. We can certainly talk about that.
You're talking about the one we're filling out for 2018 or the tax year 2019 for next year?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Both. But because obviously the Trump thing went into effect beginning of last year, and so there's a lot of changes that you need to know about. One of those changes I'll tell you about right now. Sit back, folks. Relax. It is the Ray program. Now you got to play a really good Eagles song. So I'm going to be singing Already Gone in my head right after I get through with me and Bobby McGee. Welcome. Okay, so this is pretty cool because there was a question that we got. Is alimony considered earned income for IRA purposes?
This changed this year.
It did indeed.
Not. I know that the Republican tax thing happened last year, but this did not change until this year.
January 1, 2019, the rules on alimony changed. So if you're getting divorced this year and you had thought that like last year, any payment you made to the ex that was considered alimony would be deductible to you and taxable to he or she, and he or she with that taxable money could use that, even if they were living on investment income, could use that as earned income to fund an IRA. That's done. Finito. No can do. Because alimony payments are no longer taxable to the recipient, and they're no longer deductible by the payor.
We should throw in that this is, as you said, but I want to make clear that this is any divorces that happened, I think, starting January 1, 2019.
Yes, that is
so.
Correct.
If you've been doing it, you've been divorced for a long time, and you've been paying them, and you can, as I understand it, you can keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, everything.
It's deductible to the payor and not to the payee or whatever. That's for anything happened since 2019.
And so because this is a strategy show, because that's what we do, if you are getting divorced this year, and God forbid it doesn't happen to you, seriously, this will be 46 years for Jeannie and I, and 2 of them are pretty happy. No, just kidding.
Happily married for 28 years? 46 years ago we got married. I'm kidding. I know.
No, it's all good. But where was I going?
Well, you had started to say, God forbid it happens. Although I got to tell you, there are some divorces that absolutely should happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
where there's abuse and all that stuff.
Course.
I'm not going to get into that. We're not going to play Father Mahoney here. Okay? Are we?
Were you trying to do your Pat O'Brien there? What were you doing?
As a matter of fact, I was.
Of course you were. Certainly, my son. What are we talking about here?
My priest last night actually told a joke with an Irish brogue.
And he doesn't have one.
He doesn't. No, he's a young guy.
Yeah.
His father Dave.
Yeah, I know that.
I know
the
bearded
well.
guy.
Sure, I know him well.
He's cool dude.
Yeah.
Young guy. Former Marine.
Now that I did not know.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
But he plays the tuba. Or some French horn.
Did not know that.
And anyway,
right,
so here's what's important. If you are going to be getting a divorce this year, you need to sit down with the ex and the attorneys and all that stuff and negotiate. Because if you don't, you could find yourself, especially if you're the wealthier, let's say the husband makes $500,000 a year and the spouse was a stay-at-home mom. That income tax deduction for an alimony payment, support payment, pretty valuable. If you give that away without negotiating the net after-tax cost of an alimony payment, you're nuts. Now, the way to, I think, deal with this for many of them is to negotiate the deal by saying, okay, if you expect to get X percent of the IRA or whatever. How about I give you more of the IRA because, in this example, you're a stay-at-home mom. You're in a very low income tax bracket. So if you're taking money out of the IRA, you're paying at a lower rate. I'm willing to give you a little bit more of the IRA because to me that's tantamount to being tax deductible, isn't it?
An amount equal, I presume, to whatever the alimony payment would have been.
The alimony payment would have been, and a little bit more to compensate for the tax liability. But when you look at the overall scheme, it's better for both spouses. The husband, in this example, or the higher earner, gets what is tantamount to an income tax write-off. That helps. And the stay-at-home mom, in this example, reports it as income, but because of her lower bracket, she can afford to pay the income tax because he gave her more, and maybe even a little bit more as an incentive to do that. This is where the attorneys, the CPAs, and you and your ex need to get on the same page. So save all the fighting about the kids and all that stuff for later, but when it comes to money, there are some really critical things that you need to be discussing.
So you're going to bring that up to me as the spouse, and I'm going to say, does it help me tax-wise? You'll say, well, yeah, I just explained how it does. I'll say, does it help you tax-wise? You say, well, yeah, I just explained how it does. I say, well, then forget it.
Well, and then the fight goes on.
It helps you?
And then you know who's going to ultimately win?
Yes, I do.
Both of our lawyers
yes.
will both win in that. But you are right. There's a lot of animosity that exists. But I'm just telling you.
But you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. This is something that if you're not doing it, you're nuts.
But it could be better for you, the lower income spouse, because you could negotiate for a higher amount. Plus, if you're getting the IRA money in a lump sum, you can roll it over to your own IRA. There's no such thing now as a deadbeat dad that's not paying you the alimony or whatever payment.
But I'm 35. It's IRA money. I'm going to get. I know I'm going to get taxed on it, but I can't take this out. I'm going to get a penalty.
Okay. Well, there are issues there. Certainly, if you're 35. The millennials are getting married later.
I'm 45.
45, you could do a 72T calc and get it, but theoretically you'd go to work, get a job, and that's your retirement money. It works much better the closer you are to 59 and a half, but it can still work for a 45-year-old.
And actually, I'm bringing this stuff up because that's what comes up, but it's better than just saying, here's an alimony check that I can't write off and that you now take as income.
And if you really hate my guts, you want to stay in business with me for the next 20 years?
Oh, you mean with alimony and all that?
Yeah, well, you're in business with the ex. You're getting a check. They got to come by the house every once in a while and drop off a check, and usually they're late or they don't do it, and then you got to call them and you get another fight.
Alimony is the high cost of leaving.
Ah, very good. We'll be back on the Ray program.
Hi, this is Fred Dwyer, former Rams defensive end. Football season just ended.
Now, here's a new concept: digital network advertising, where businesses display your ad inside their building. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, your company is going to thrive with digital network advertising. Choose your marketing sites or jump on the DNA system and advertise with all participants. Your business ad or logo is rotated multiple times an hour inside local businesses where people will discover your company. Digital network advertising. DNA, a novel way to be seen and remembered. Digital network advertising with networks in Redlands and Yucaipa. Call in the 909 area 222-9293 for introductory pricing. That's 909-222-9293 for digital network advertising. One last time, digital network advertising, 909-222-9293.
It's time to say see you later, alligator, to embarrassing and troublesome issues with your skin, nails, and hair with all-natural Cayman alligator oil. Cayman oil is locally made, right in Louisiana, where people have been using alligator oil for centuries to treat all kinds of ailments. A drop a day of Cayman oil can help you say see you later, alligator, to athlete's foot, nail fungus, acne, eczema, rashes, dry skin, cuts, infections, MRSA, scars, burns, sunburns, and even ingrown hair and dandruff. If you or someone you know is tired of suffering with any of these skin, nail, and hair troubles, you need to visit mycayman.com to learn more about 100% natural, non-toxic, hypoallergenic Cayman oil and get a bottle today. Say "See you later, alligator" with Cayman alligator oil at mycayman.com. That's mycayman.com. mycayman.com.
Coming to the city of Yucaipa May 3rd through the 5th, Yucaipa's Music and Arts Festival at the brand new Yucaipa Performing Arts Center. This 3-day event is one of the biggest annual events Yucaipa has to offer. Live bands, art displays, and vendors filling up the streets of historic uptown Yucaipa. The 8th annual Yucaipa Music and Arts Festival is expected to have over 25,000 attendees this year. This is your chance to check out what the great city of Yucaipa has to offer. If you're a vendor and need more info, you can find it online at yucaipachamber.org. That's yucaipachamber.org. Yucaipa's Music and Arts Festival, May 3rd through the 5th at historic Uptown Yucaipa. A recently acquired collection of writings by Albert Einstein fills in a missing piece of his theoretical work. Lisa Carter has that story.
The Albert Einstein pages were donated to the Hebrew University in Jerusalem after they were purchased from a private collector in North Carolina. While the 110 pages include personal letters and mathematical equations, there's also a page missing from a 1930 paper on unified field theory. Researchers who study Einstein's efforts to combine all the forces of nature into one theory had no idea where the missing page was until now. Some of the other papers, personal letters to his son, expressed the German-born scientist's concern over the rise of the Nazi Party. Lisa Carter, NBC News Radio.
Uber users are leaving some odd things behind in their rides. The ride-hailing company revealed its annual lost and found index this week. A list of the 50 most unique lost items include a baby chihuahua, a full set of 18-karat gold teeth, a Babe Ruth signed baseball, a mannequin, and deer antlers. Riders also left a number of food items behind. Uber says the most commonly forgotten items are phones, cameras, wallets, and keys. Andrew Caravella, NBC Radio News.
On February 21st, Loma Linda University Children's Hospital had their 26th annual Passport to Healthy Foundation Gala, presented by Walters Automotive Group. This inspirational night was made possible by our generous sponsors, who constantly support our vision for extraordinary healthcare. To our presenting sponsor, Walters Automotive Group, and also to McCarthy, MPS, Big Hearts for Little Hearts Desert, Loma Linda Riverside and Marietta Temecula Guilds, and Elena Matthews. Thank you for joining our campaign for a new children's hospital tower. For more information, go to lluch.org.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
I think we faded it out just in time before we have to actually,
Can you come back with the end of the song here late, on the outro?
At the end where she's doing the whole,
Oh my gosh, that was just killer.
It's got a nice cold ending too, which I like.
Generate retirement income with a split interest charitable trust. So I get this email yesterday, right after the show. And a person was saying, can you explain how that charitable trust thing works? I have some real estate, and I forget which state the fellow's in. But I have some real estate, and I want to potentially gift it to charity. I said, cool. And he was going to bequeath it, I should say, to charity.
Right. It's not give it while he's alive.
Right. And for those that are thinking about doing that, and so many people are, it's like, after I die, I'm going to give my university, X amount of dollars. Why don't you give them something now while you're still here so that your name could be on the bell tower?
On the bell tower?
Our name's on the bell tower church. Go look.
Oh, that's why. I have seen that. Okay, I thought the bell tower. Yeah. I want my name.
We didn't do it. We didn't do it with a charitable trust.
I want it on a building if I'm going to be doing it.
We did it with like a 5-year pledge that I'm not sure I ever fulfilled.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I did. So anyway, the way this would work, so let's just pretend a couple of scenarios. You got a piece of real estate. It's a condo. It's rented out. It's a piece of raw land, and you're getting no income from it. And you're getting older, and you don't want to mess with collecting rents and tenants and all that stuff that goes, or the property manager calling you and say, yeah, you know what? The roof's leaking. We're going to need to spend another $3,000 to fix the roof. And you're saying, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. Well, here's what you can do. You set up a charitable trust, and the trust names you as the trustee, which means now you are in control. Now you've got to act as a fiduciary. You can't fool around with the money for you, but the property gets transferred to the trust. You as the trustee say, we've got a piece of property, it's worth $500,000. We're going to sell it. And so the trust just got $500,000. So the trust now has $500,000 in it. You took a $500,000 property that you paid $100,000 for, and there's $400,000 worth of capital gain that if you sold it, you'd have to pay, $100,000 plus in capital gains tax, and you transfer that property to the trust. And let's say that the rental was making you no money because with all the repairs and everything, you really weren't cashing any checks. Or it's a piece of raw land that you were saving to give to your grandkids, and your grandkids, left you for another grandpa or something like that. I don't know. So now there's $500,000 in the trust. You're, let's say, 70 years old. Now I'm going to make up these numbers, so don't hold me to them. But you get to take a tax deduction. And the tax deduction is going to be equal to whatever you are going to write off over time, subject to at least a 10% minimum that's left over for the charity. And actuarially, the way that works is the more income you take out of the trust while you're alive. Oh, yes, you put $500,000 into the trust, in this example, by the trust selling the property. And then you take a residual lifetime income or an income for 20 years or 10 years. You can design it any way you want. Now, the more beneficial it is to you, the lower the tax benefit. The more beneficial it is to the ultimate trust beneficiary, the better it is for you, because the trust beneficiary is presumably a charity of your choosing. So, you want your name on the bell tower. I go to St. Mike's, my church, and I say, I haven't done this, I'm just making this up. I say, here's a piece of property worth $500,000. All right? We're going to sell the property. You're going to be the beneficiary of this trust. I'm going to take $2,500 a month out of that $500,000 for the rest of my life. It's an annuity.
$30,000 a year.
A charitable remainder annuity trust. So that's like, it doesn't have to, you don't have to buy an annuity, but it's like an annuity. I wouldn't do it that way. What I would do is I would say, I'm going to take whatever the earnings are from this trust. And there are some problems with that too. So maybe it's a uni trust, or maybe I just say, you know what, give me 4 or 5% every single year, and we'll call it a day.
Of the $500,000.
Right. The uni trust is, or an income, a net income trust. You can take the net income out. A lot of different ways to structure it. I don't want to get into the technicals here, but at age 70, with maybe $30,000 a year coming out, I would assume the residual value is going to be somewhere in the, $300,000 range, and I get to take that as a deduction. Again, this is way oversimplified. So I get to deduct $300,000 this year. Now, I can't really take all 300 of it this year unless I made $900 or $1 million, 30% of adjusted gross income.
Because it's this particular type. I think stock you can do more or something.
Well, no, it's cash you can do more. These are appreciated assets.
Yeah, you're right.
But I get to take it over 5 years. So in reality, I'm going to get a nice write-off every year for 5 years. So I get a 30%, or excuse me, 30%, $150,000 tax write-off that I can take, every year for the next 5 years. So, Roth conversion now sounds really interesting to me. So let's say the same individual had a really big IRA, like the gentleman we talked to the other day. A really big IRA.
Like
taxable.
Like $2 million.
Could be $2 million, whatever the number is. You could theoretically take, you're over 59 and a half. This guy's 70, remember. He could take a big distribution and potentially offset it by his tax deduction. He takes the distribution as a Roth conversion, and now he's got a way to grow a substantial amount in a Roth IRA, having paid no tax on the conversion because it's offset by the charitable deduction. Now, don't think this is just a tax scam and you're going to come out ahead. You still got to love the charity because net, I can do the math. You're still not going to be better off than just keeping the doggone money. But that spices up your retirement plan quite significantly. So you get to do good by your charity, and you get to do good by your heirs as well.
They calculate how much they expect the charity to receive at the end of your life.
Right.
That's what that calculation is. There's a chance you could live a lot longer.
That's right.
The charity could wind up with, in your example, instead of $300,000, it could be $200,000. It could be $100-something thousand. You still got the $300,000 tax deduction at the time.
And if you invest the money wisely and earn more than 6%, then obviously there's going to be more in the bank for the charity. If you earn less than 6%, there's going to be less in the bank for the charity. But it's all based on these formulas and actuarial calculations. Wonderful thing to discuss with your favorite charity and your tax man or woman,
for sure,
and your attorney. Okay, stick around. We've got more. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Jay
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. Ohio Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown is announcing he will not run for president. The decision fuels speculation that former Vice President Joe Biden is about to jump into the crowded field. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi doesn't believe recent comments by Minnesota Democrat Ilhan Omar were intended to be anti-Semitic. Before a planned vote on an anti-hate resolution, Pelosi would not say if Omar should apologize.
It's up to her to explain, but I do not believe that she understood the full weight of the words.
Police in Illinois are searching for a suspect who fired at officers trying to serve him with several arrest warrants at a Rockford hotel. Police say the U.S. Marshals Task Force was serving an arrest warrant for Floyd Brown this morning. Patriots owner Robert Kraft is being ordered to appear in court on prostitution charges. Documents filed this morning in the Palm Beach County, Florida court say Kraft must attend his March 28th arraignment. The House is taking up a bill to more than double the federal minimum wage. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
California headline news. Residents who live at a San Jose housing complex stunned to find that a neighbor killed her two young sons before killing herself.
My son would always play with little boys. The kids were always as happy as can be. So I never saw this coming.
The woman's husband discovered the three bodies inside their home. The mother apparently hanging herself. Her family saying she'd been suffering from depression. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek announcing in a YouTube video that he's been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
I'm going to fight this. And I'm going to keep working, and with the love and support of my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease.
Trebek is 78. The 5-year survival rate for this type of cancer, less than 5%. Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris, taking to social media to say she has not officially made a statement on the controversial HBO documentary Leaving Neverland. Jeff Scott, California News.
You're home after a long day, preparing dinner when...
Ew! What's that? It smells like rotten eggs.
That might be a natural gas leak.
It can't be. We don't have any natural gas appliances.
Even if you don't use natural gas, that rotten egg odor could be a sign of a leak in your neighborhood. Because gas lines can be buried anywhere.
Shut up.
No, speak up. If you ever suspect a leak, leave immediately and call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Thanks, deep voice narrator.
You're very welcome.
I never chose to become a gambling addict, but what I did choose was to get help from a professional counselor. Admitting I was powerless to solve my problem, that opened the doors. I thought I was beyond repair, until I called 1-800-GAMBLER and was provided life-changing resources and referrals at zero cost to me.
For no-cost gambling addiction counseling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text SUPPORT to 53342. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Rod Tanner. For this afternoon, look for mostly sunny skies at a high of 60. There's a chance for showers tonight. Today, mostly sunny at a 43. There's a chance for showers Friday morning. Have a mostly sunny day with a high 54. The winds to 20 miles an hour. Friday night, today, partly cloudy with a low of 40. Have a mostly sunny Saturday with a high of 59. I'm Rod Tanner, broadcasting live from the Tri-City Center at the 10 and 210 freeways. We are the trifecta of talk in Southern California. KCAA 102.3 FM Riverside, 106.5 FM Redlands, and the Legacy 1050 AM Loma Linda, San Bernardino.
Drivers, when it's time to visit the DMV, avoid the long lines and save time by calling toll-free 833-DMV-LINE. That's 833-DMV-5463.
It's time to say see you later, alligator, to embarrassing and troublesome issues with your skin, nails, and hair with all-natural Cayman alligator oil. Cayman oil is locally made, right in Louisiana, where people have been using alligator oil for centuries to treat all kinds of ailments. A drop a day of Cayman oil can help you say, see you later, alligator, to athlete's foot, nail fungus, acne, eczema, rashes, dry skin, cuts, infections, MRSA, scars, burns, sunburns, and even ingrown hair and dandruff. If you or someone you know is tired of suffering with any of these skin, nail, and hair troubles, you need to visit mycayman.com to learn more about 100% natural, non-toxic, hypoallergenic Cayman oil and get a bottle today. Say see you later, alligator, with Cayman alligator oil at mycayman.com. That's mycayman.com. mycayman.com.
This is KCAA.
Station. Or take us on the go by downloading our free smartphone app.
Biz Talk Radio.
Hey, welcome back, folks. This is the Ray Lucia Show. Glad to have you on board. Johnny Dean is in the house. If you want to email me, we've got a lengthy email coming up.
Yeah,
but I do want you to read the whole thing if you can.
I will. It's I think it was James had a question on. It had to do with the Roth conversion, I believe. Question.
We've been getting a lot of those questions lately.
Well, we have, and people, I guess, are interested in the tax ramifications of doing this. The main question always seems to be, is this a good idea to do or not? Roth conversion.
And the timing, and because the Trump tax bill, there's a deadline here, that 2025, where rates are going to go up.
And some people, some people are concerned about that, especially those who are going to retire right around that time.
Yes.
So anyway, I will read it, maybe condense a little bit of it.
I'm always impressed with our audience, though, because they're all pretty doggone smart. They ask some really, really good questions.
Well, it's good because what they're doing is saying, here's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to do this, this, this. You say, hey, that's pretty good so far. Yeah. And the only question is, what am I missing? And sometimes they're missing a little, sometimes they're missing a lot.
Yeah, I can usually come up with a couple of tweaks, but by and large, I think our audience is very, very well trained.
Yeah, and if you want to email us, go to the website raylucia.com, and then there's a little, I guess, a link or a button that says Ask Ray. I should really look. I just trust people know where to go. It says Ask Ray. You click on that.
I got to do something with the website. I've got to do something with the website.
But you're the only one doing it. I mean, you know, you're
just
one
got to
man
hire somebody, break down. I just hate all that stuff.
I know it's a real hassle.
Twitter and Facebook and all that.
Forget all
and
that.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Adam, can you help me? You think Adam can help me?
Well, for a little bit of this.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 investments to choose from. With 10-year cumulative returns, which one do you want?
You're going to give these. I have a choice.
You're going to choose. Investment 1, minus 7.5% for 10 years. This is cumulative.
So at the end of the thing, I'm minus 7.5% low. So 900,000 is now 92.5. Okay, I don't like that.
Okay, investment 2, 159%.
Oh,
pretty good.
It's better. I'll take. Okay.
Investment number 3, 342%.
Well, now I'm going to start looking at that.
Number 4 is minus 26.5%.
Toss that out.
Investment 5, 177.5%. Which one do you want?
Okay, well, the obvious choice is the 300-some-odd%, the choice number 3 or whatever that was.
Now, what's really interesting is every single one of those was the same investment. There were 10-year periods of the Standard & Poor's 500. I was reading this morning. I thought this was fascinating, by Rob Isbitz, who's a very smart guy. Anyway, the minus 7.5% was from 1968 to 1978.
Over 10 years?
Yeah, these are 10-year performances. Now, the 159% was 12/31/78 to 12/31/88.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run.
The 342% was 1988 to 1998. And those were the good old days, man.
There were a lot of good old days. This was the S&P?
S&P 500.
S&P was a benefactor of the whole NASDAQ thing because a lot of NASDAQ leaked into the S&P at the time.
Investment 4, minus 26.5%. That's 1998 to 2008.
Yeah.
And investment number 5, 177%, 2008 to 2018.
Yeah.
So what's the point? The point is you can cherry pick returns. The point is this is a broad index that everybody loves so much, but it also makes the point that the broad index can produce some pretty crappy returns too, depending on when your entry date is. Because obviously in 1998, things looked unbelievable. I mean, yeah, I know in 96, Greenspan said there's a rational exuberance, and then he got egg on his face because the market like doubled in the next couple of years. But he was right. He was just early. But things felt pretty good until, of course, the 2000 through 2002 tech wreck, and then the financial crisis in 2008. All of a sudden, you've got a minus 26% return. So if you are a new investor to the market, and I know a lot of them who went through after the 87 crash, got out of the market, and started watching it, and watch it go up, and up, and up, and up, and up, and finally...
In 1998, they capitulated.
They capitulated, threw it all in, and 10 years later, they had a minus 26%. They threw in 100 grand, they got 74.5 left 10 years later. And God forbid they were on the precipice of retirement.
Well, but then you know what they did?
Yeah.
10 years of rotten returns in 2008, things were awful.
They got out.
I'm out. This is it. I gave it 10 years. I'm down 20-something percent.
I can get 0.2% in a money market.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, and I'm going to ride this out. And then that was from 2008. And now here they are 10 years later. They missed out on 177%.
And this is why, by the way, we talk so much about strategy. Because the market is not coherent. It is not the kind of thing that you can set and forget unless you have a strategy to do so. Because as you just mentioned, that person that invested in 1998 and got out in 2008 missed out on one of the best runs ever in history, which may still be going on. We don't know. But certainly it's been within hours of 10 years.
You know what? These eights have been very unkind. Or no, I shouldn't say it. These eights have been turning points since 1968. Right? We had good and then the bad and the good and the bad. I don't know if history repeats itself. I'm not saying it will, but maybe the 2018 downturn... I don't know.
We don't know.
Predictions? I don't know.
We don't know. Which brings me, thank you very much for the segue, to Market Expectations 2019.
Oh, my.
Stocks, Bonds, Inflation, and Junk by William Baldwin, whom I know, a senior contributing editor to Forbes.
Billy Baldwin.
Billy is not the same one, but...
No, but, you know, that's all right.
This guy's a little short guy with a beard. Nice guy. I've been on a couple of TV shows with him. Forbes on Fox or something years ago.
Oh.
And then he would ask me all kinds of penetrating questions. He was like, I don't know, he was like interrogating me in the green room.
You mean off the air?
How much do you have under management? How do you do it? What do you charge? I'm going, are you an investor? Are you like an investigative reporter? What are you asking me all this stuff for?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I'd like counsel to answer that for me if I may.
So what to expect in real returns? This is... interesting because I'm not going to get he's got his prediction, but what does he know? I go straight to Vanguard. Because Vanguard, they've got a lot of money to do a lot of research. Not that he doesn't. Forbes, I guess, could do it too. Here's what they have to say on expected real rate of return this year. Federal money markets, 0.6%, with a yield of 2.3%. That's real. So in other words, they're thinking inflation is going to be about 1.7 or so %. They're not accounting for taxes here. This one I found interesting. High-yield corporate bonds. Now, interestingly, in the same Forbes.com series of articles, there was one that said, junk bonds suck, or something to that effect. So get out of junk bonds. High-yield bonds yield 6.7%, expected real rate of return 3.1%. Interesting.
For 2019?
For 2019. Total bond market, yield of 3.3%. Boy, that tells you the difference on the spread there. So you need to understand when you hear the term high-yield bond, you need to replace high yield with junk. All right? Non-rated, risky bonds.
And what they said 3 point something on high yield?
Net expected rate of return 3.1. The total bond market, they expect 1.4 real, that is after inflation. And the total stock market, they expect 3.3. So it's still the best performing asset class, according to Vanguard, for 2019. Real return of 3.3. If inflation's 1.7, they're at a nominal return of about 5%
on stocks.
So trees can't grow to the sky, as we've said many times, a stupid saying. My wife she asks me to explain that, and I can't explain it.
The sky is this ethereal thing out there. If I'm lying on the ground, the trees are growing to the sky.
Yeah, but
where does the sky end? It doesn't end.
Now, if you said to heaven, but where does that begin? Where does the sky end and heaven
I don't
begin?
know. I couldn't tell you. Excuse me while I
kiss the sky.
The sky. Okay.
The
sky. Go on, would you? We'll stop that right there.
More on that in a minute. So the stock market's you're not going to earn, according to Vanguard, what you're expecting to earn in the next 12 months. Now, if I gave you the next 7-year forecasts, they would be equally dismal. GMO, for example, says minus 4% over the next 7 years, real after inflation returns. What to do about it? We'll talk about that when we come back. Don't go away.
I just can't stop scratching. Struggling to get relief from itching due to your atopic dermatitis, also known as eczema? If so, you may qualify for a clinical study testing an investigational medication for the itch associated with atopic dermatitis. Qualified participants will receive study-related care at no charge. Call 1-844-777-4824, 1-844-777-ITCH, or visit advandastudy.com for more information on how to participate. Sponsored by Vanda Pharmaceuticals.
On February 21st, Loma Linda University Children's Hospital had their 26th annual Passport to Healthy Foundation Gala, presented by Walters Automotive Group. This inspirational night was made possible by our generous sponsors, who constantly support our vision for extraordinary healthcare. To our presenting sponsor, Walters Automotive Group, and also to McCarthy, MPS, Big Hearts for Little Hearts Desert, Loma Linda Riverside and Marietta Temecula Guilds, and Elena Matthews. Thank you for joining our campaign for a new children's hospital tower. For more information, go to lluch.org.
Looking for a new place to eat, delicious food at a great value? The Tri-City Center in Redlands is proud to announce the grand opening of a fine new dining establishment. Terry's Diner, at the former location of the Spunky Steer in Redlands, is officially open for business daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. with delicious, mouth-watering breakfast, lunches, and dinners. Treat yourself to Terry's tasty dessert menu, such as Terry's famous sundaes, banana splits, hot fudge cake, old-fashioned root beer floats, frosties, cakes, and pies, too. You'll find weekly lunch and dinner specials, all under $10, including Angus steaks, burgers, Greek salads, pasta seafoods with wine and beer. Terry's brings years of tasty temptations from DJs in San Bernardino and Alta Loma. Join a new tradition in Redlands. Stop by at 1350 Industrial Park Avenue between Tennessee and Alabama in the Tri-City Center. Google Terry's Diner Redlands on Yelp or find them terrysdinerredlands.com.
KCAA Radio is proud to announce that the Tri-City Center in Redlands is our new home.
We're fortunate to be located among some of the best businesses in the region. Among our neighbors are Ray Chiropractic, Brace Connection Orthodontist, Pain Solutions Medical Massage, Rent-A-Center, MVP Staffing Agency, Jenny Craig, Salon Centric, and many more. The Tri-City Shopping Center is located just off the I-10 between Alabama and the Tennessee exits in Redlands. The Tri-City Center is the mall with the heart.
It's time to say see you later, alligator, to embarrassing and troublesome issues with your skin, nails, and hair with all-natural Cayman alligator oil. Cayman oil is locally made, right in Louisiana, where people have been using alligator oil for centuries to treat all kinds of ailments. A drop a day of Cayman oil can help you say see you later, alligator, to athlete's foot, nail fungus, acne, eczema, rashes, dry skin, cuts, infections, MRSA, scars, burns, sunburns, and even ingrown hair and dandruff. If you or someone you know is tired of suffering with any of these skin, nail, and hair troubles, you need to visit mycayman.com to learn more about 100% natural, non-toxic, hypoallergenic Cayman oil and get a bottle today. Say see you later, alligator, with Cayman alligator oil at mycayman.com. That's mycayman.com. mycayman.com.
Looking for a new place to eat delicious food at a great value? The Tri-City Center in Redlands is proud to announce the grand opening of a fine new dining establishment. Terry's Diner, at the former location of the Spunky Steer in Redlands, is officially open for business daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. with delicious, mouth-watering breakfast, lunches, and dinners. Treat yourself to Terry's tasty dessert menu, such as Terry's famous sundaes, banana splits, hot fudge cake, old-fashioned root beer floats, Frosties, cakes and pies, too. You'll find weekly lunch and dinner specials all under $10, including Angus steaks, burgers, Greek salads, pasta seafoods with wine and beer. Terry's brings years of tasty temptations from DJs in San Bernardino and Alta Loma. Join a new tradition in Redlands. Stop by at 1350 Industrial Park Avenue between Tennessee and Alabama in the Tri-City Center. Google Terry's Diner Redlands on Yelp or find them terrysdinerredlands.com.
Hi, this is Bev from Let's Go Shopping with Bev, right here on KCAA 1050 AM, 102.3 and 106.5. Join us at our new time, 2 p.m. to 3, every Thursday, darling, right here on KCAA. We're still going to have all the fantastic and marvelous guests, new news about shopping, and more. So remember, tune in at 2 p.m. to 3 each Thursday afternoon to Let's Go Shopping with Bev. Ciao.
Thank you, Inland Empire, for listening to KCAA Radio.
An email. You got your glasses on for that one?
Not well, I will.
But before I get to that, I did tease something. What did I tease?
Well, you had said before the break that GMO, not the genetically modified organisms, but the organization, I guess.
Grantham, Mayo, and von Otterloo, or whatever.
Oh, all right. Fine. Had predicted, okay, no, I'm sorry. Vanguard originally said something like expect a 5% nominal rate of return in stocks. GMO said no.
I was doing a 7-year forecast. So GMO's 7-year forecast.
7-year forecast.
You could add up all your pennies over the next 7 years.
7 years,
and you wouldn't even have what you started with.
Right. Now I don't happen to believe that, but your thought was, let's see what we can do about it.
Well, obviously, the GMO, they're building in some kind of a huge correction or a crash or whatever. All right, and that could happen. It very well could happen. And since we don't know, and frankly, Vanguard doesn't know, William Baldwin doesn't know, Billy Baldwin doesn't know, nobody knows, you have to protect yourself. So how do you do that? How do you protect yourself? Remember, we go back to strategy. What is your strategy? It's kind of like if you and I were going to start a business, wouldn't we pull out a piece of paper and try to write down every stupid negative thing that could happen to our business and figure out ways to insure against it?
Yes, that's what you actually hire some lawyers to do.
Right.
Because they know what to expect.
Right. So why don't you do the same thing with your own investment portfolio? Let's say GMO is right. And the next 7 years, you're going to lose money in the market. You want to know something that's really interesting about that? If you lose money in the market over the next 7 years, one of the best things you could be doing is investing in the market over the next 7 years. In other words, don't modify your savings. If you're 10, 15 years away from retirement, don't change it. In fact, if you're putting 60-40 into stocks, go 80-20 because you're buying them cheaper. I know it's hard to do, but here's the other thing. Remember, we have a bogey. We've talked about this for 25, 30 years on this program. The bogey is 10 to 15 years. The more conservative you are, the more it's a 15-year bogey. That's what you have to allocate in terms of time to leave your stock market money alone. Because the more you fiddle with it, the less you will make. So having said that, you've got a big gap to fill if you need income, right? Now, John, you don't need income for a minimum of 10 years. So you shouldn't even worry about it. Maybe it's 5 years. So John Dean's got $1 million portfolio, and he might have to worry about the first 5 years of retirement 10 years from now. That gets you to 15, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
So if you wanted $40,000 a year from your $1 million portfolio, I would just pull out my calculator, and $40,000 a year for 5 years, I call it 3%, means you need $183,000 in your portfolio 15 years from now to buy that. But if I'm going to use an inflation adjustment to that number, take $180,000 right now of your $1 million, sanitize it in a safe place.
Non-volatile asset.
And you'll be okay. Now, every year that goes by where you've got a profit of something greater than what you expected, what do you expect for stocks to do?
Let's say over a 10-year period, let's say 7%.
So in any year where you do better than 7%, scrape a little bit of that off the top and put it in your safer bucket so that you can buy maybe an extra year. So now you're out 16 years or 15 and a half years. And that's how you protect yourself. Now, I didn't even get into the fact that all of these studies are quoting the Standard & Poor's 500. Those are, big companies in the U.S. What about small companies? Don't they do well too? Yes, small companies do better than big companies. They're just more volatile. So add small stock. What about international? Oh, God, international's been horrible lately. Emerging markets, terrible. Yes, they have been. And what happens over time? We kind of flip-flop, don't we? It's just recency bias says, God forbid you should buy internationally or emerging markets. God forbid. But in reality, and I know a lot of portfolio managers that have gotten the tar kicked out of them because they manage a global portfolio. Global ain't cutting it lately, guys. But it may cut it over the next 7 years when GMO says that domestic portfolio might only do -4 real rate of return. So you can't give up on the portfolio manager. I read something a few weeks ago that said you can't really identify who a good manager is for like 15, 20 years.
Oh, of course, because you can predict something over 15 or 20 years with relative certainty. This is where this whole idea of recency bias can really kill somebody.
Absolutely.
Because they're sitting there and they're going to say, in 1998, why am I not totally teched out? It's 1998, 99. I should be 100% tech. 3 years later, why do I have any tech stocks at all? What's the matter with you? They're horrible.
And I got news for you. All of us got caught up in the technology buzz back then. Money managers did. Financial planners did. It's almost like Bitcoin a couple of years ago. A lot of people were jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon.
Well, it seemed like the right move because, the train was moving fast. Why didn't you at least hop on? Maybe people thought, well, it's not going to last forever. I'll hop on, get a little ride, and then I'll hop off. Problem was, when people hopped on, they said, this is a pretty good ride. This is pretty good stuff. Give me more, man. And they got hooked.
How'd they say that?
Give me more, man. They got hooked. I got hooked. I couldn't jump off.
All right, I think we have time for one email. Do we?
A minute and a half.
That's a long email. What was he asking about?
Okay. We can tease it.
Yeah.
He had $315,000, I believe. He's going to retire.
Oh, this is the guy who's going to do the big Roth conversion.
Right. So the idea was, we really need more time to talk about this.
Okay,
but the idea,
let me just generally talk about that, because I know we're running out of time. Big Roth conversions require big-time thinking. I'm not opposed to it. I had a great conversation with our friend Bob the other day. It's a similar question. I'm not opposed to it, but I really think you need to take a step back and look at a lot of different things. For example, what's it going to do to your marginal bracket? In this guy's case, he was going from 22 to 24. That's not that big of a deal. What's it going to do to the taxation on Social Security? Well, that big, he's already paying the max tax. What's it going to do to your Medicare premium? A lot of people forget that. And then finally, and this is the one that a lot of people miss, if you don't do it and the heirs inherited the money taxable, who's paying the higher tax? You now or them later? Interesting.
We got to talk more about this tomorrow. Can we save this for that?
Save it.
All right, let's do it.
Anyway, folks, thank you so much. Tell your friends and neighbors about the program, The Ray Lucia Show. You can check us out online at raylucia.com. Now go out and make it a fantastic day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
You're listening to The Ray Lucia Show, bringing you the best in money information, answering questions about your biggest financial challenges, talking about your money, your business, and your life. Ray Lucia is not a registered representative of or affiliated with any securities brokerage or investment advisory firm. The views and opinions expressed by Ray and his guests are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors and should not be construed as legal, tax, or investment advice. You should always consult with the appropriate advisors before making any financial decisions.
This is Biz Talk Radio, America.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Tanya Hansen, CNBC. Stocks pair some losses. The Dow is down 143, the Nasdaq is off 45, and the S&P is down 13. Tesla apparently doesn't know where it will build its Model Y crossover SUV, even though the electric car maker is planning to formally unveil the vehicle in a week. Employees told CNBC that executives are wavering between two options for Model Y production: a battery plant near Reno, Nevada, or its car plant in Fremont, California. A Tesla spokesperson declined to give an update on Model Y planning. Rosetta Stone is surging 30% a day after reporting better than expected earnings. Barrington Research has raised the price target on the education software company while maintaining an outperform rating. Old Navy is celebrating International